and welcome to the WDWpov live stream show, coming to you straight from our sunroom tonight. This is going to be a little bit of a different show, a little more relaxed, candid atmosphere tonight. I think at some point I'm going to bring in some other family members as the show progresses, and we're just going to talk about Disney, about our recent trip. It was sort of a surprise trip, to be quite frank. We weren't even sure it was going to happen until maybe a week, 2 weeks tops before the actual trip happened. So it was a bit of a whirlwind type of trip for us. We had already canceled last year, and we canceled in December, hoping to go earlier in the year, and that never happened. 2020, but excuse me, I've got my eyes been killing me all day from probably from driving through the night a couple nights ago from Disney back home. So I'm still recovering a little bit from that. But anyway, let's see. Steve's out there. Yeah, what is this? I heard something about. I was reading about the antique rail show. Somewhere out there, apparently, I must have typed live steam instead of live stream. So yeah, live steam show tonight. So again, I'm not maybe 100% with it. So I guess you'll just have to give me a little bit of a break there. Let's see here. Okay, I got to do that. But anyway, I hope you can hear me. I believe you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just catching up here. And that's out there. All right. And that from the Jersey Shore. Still cold. Yeah, it's very cold here. We came back home Saturday night, late Saturday night, and it was like around 9-10 degrees. And I was still wearing the shorts I was wearing at the Magic Kingdom Friday night when we left. So I'm wearing shorts Friday night, leave the Magic Kingdom, hop in the car, and we drove straight through the night and got home Saturday night. Made a few stops. We had like about probably the longest sleep I've had on a trip back. I actually stopped and took about 5 hours where I just laid like that in the car and snoozed for a while because I was tired. But anyway, nice to see you out there, Annette, from the Jersey Shore. Yeah, not necessarily a new setup, Mary. I'm actually sitting in the spot that my wife, Patty, usually does her Thursday.
What's your wife do?
What's that?
Your wife, Patty. What's your other wife?
I don't know what my other wife's name is. My wife, Patty, though, as opposed to the other wives that I have, she does her show, her Mother's Random Thoughts show here. And I thought I would be trying to pull them into tonight's show off and on. So yeah, you can hop in whenever you want, Patty. But yeah, I thought it'd be a little more relaxing, just a little more candid type setup tonight. Sunroom is not the warmest room in the house. And I don't know, I think our daughter or somebody must have turned the heat down while we were gone. But we just figured out, we're like, man, it's really cold in the house. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I looked at the thermostat. It was down like about 2 or 3 degrees lower than what we normally put it at. So I just cranked the heat up a little bit. So now it's starting to warm up in here. Hey, Kim, how's it going? Yeah, we did have a good trip. Overall, I think it was a lot of fun. We'll try and get into some details on that. Maybe sort of a day-by-day, play-by-play, blow-by-blow type of trip report. Well, I'll try and bore you there, but yeah, I mean, overall, it was a fun trip. Much needed trip. And yes, Kim, I do need some sleep. I need some sleep. I'll do this to keep my eyes open. Yeah, live Steam. Yeah, we're going off the rails already, Steve. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, live Steam show. I don't know where did I type that? I'm still looking back through. Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, WDW. I'm looking right at it now. WDWpov live Steam show for February 8th. If I could fix that without deleting this. Well, you know what? I'm not going to mess with this now because I know what's going to happen. I'll do that, and as I update it on the screen, it'll probably blow the whole show up, and everything will just be gone. And yes, thank you. Yeah, that was about 5 minutes ago, and I'm still just getting around there. Yes, you can hear. That's good. That's good. Like I said, yeah, it is a new setup. Not new setup. I moved my laptop. I moved the screen down here, and usually have my boom microphone up here, but I don't have that set up with today. I'm just going right off of the audio on the computer and the camera right off of the computer. So nothing too fancy tonight. Yeah, this is exactly where Patty does her shows with Jack Thursdays at 4 usually for a Mother's Random Thoughts. So yeah, Saturday night was awfully cold, right? And that's what we came back home to after being in Disney. And we had some cold weather down there too. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say cold weather. There were a couple of nights that dropped into the 30s, and didn't get up past maybe the upper 40s, lower 50s with a lot of wind. So it was like a wind chill. So you're in Florida, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna wear shorts, I'm gonna be wearing t-shirts. No, we had a couple of days, I think Monday, Tuesday, where we were wearing winter type. I mean, I had my winter coat on and I had blue jeans on. It was cold. It was actually cold for Florida. Um, why don't I let Patty drive? Well, she did drive on the way down there for somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours. And that works. That helps. On the way back, though, since I had that 5 hour sleep, it was like at that point, yeah, I'm just going to keep going. I almost did have her drive a little bit toward the end there, but I hung in there through the whole drive. So yeah, we don't believe it. Yeah, so my wife Patty is my only wife Patty, and my only wife period. Only wife period. Man, she's gonna give me a hard time about this, isn't she? Callum, hey Callum, how you doing? Um, you know what, Callum, it's funny because I live streamed some stuff on our Facebook page and some stuff on our Facebook, and I posted some stuff on our YouTube channel. Some of it I put on all three, some of it I only put on one or the other. So, if you missed anything and you want to go watch it, go across our different things there, but page or group or YouTube. What's that?
Waiting.
If you want to come sit, like I said, this is going to be a very laid back show.
You need a scruffy looking co-host.
I could use a scruffy looking co-host. You're a scruffy looking nerf herder right now. Look at this kid. He's got whiskers. He's looking.
The last few days of the trip, I just felt like too much of a waste of time.
He just let himself go here. Yeah, he's a scruffy looking nerf herder, I think. Yeah, and you have a mouse there, so you can.
It just felt like too much of a waste of time.
And we do have a Facebook user out there.
See, this is what happens when you have to highlight every comment. You miss so many.
Well, go back up. I just saw that Facebook user. Okay, let's see if we. Facebook user setting.
Not there.
It's weird. Oh, because it's in the group. That person's in the group. That's why we can't see that. So if I jump over to the group, okay, you do that.
Why do we have double mics?
I don't. But yeah,
yes, it was chilly.
Anthony, you're very chilly. Anthony, yes, we did have an awesome trip. Jay's out there. Jay from the Florida Fun, Disney World Florida Fun for everyone. Nice to see you out there. Okay. Are you going to say anything about Mary's comment there?
No, I'm not getting involved anymore.
The two
I'm not getting involved. It's not worth it.
Anyway.
There is other stuff I could be putting my mind to that is way more worth it than that.
What has Disney done to him? Yeah, he decided it wasn't worth shaving the last few days. So really, since Friday night we left.
I shaved one day on the trip.
Really, that's all. I think I shaved every day. I think. Oh, I missed one day. Missed one day. I just forgot. Anyway, we got a Facebook user out there saying, "Hey, buddies, if you could tell us your name, or if you go back to the link, because you're watching this from our group, Facebook, our Facebook group, not Facebook page, and click on the facebook.com forward slash.
I don't appreciate that comment.
Forward slash. He was like this before. Forward slash StreamYard. Oh, he's drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows in it. That's nice. Hey, you're going to spill it on the keyboard. He's trying to show you guys. Yeah, go ahead. I think you could. Yeah, there it is.
It's Regina.
Yeah, Gina. Okay. Well, if you get a chance, jump out. I know you don't want to miss any of the video. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of the show. But if you jump out to the link, there's going to be down at the bottom of the description where it says, hey, we're talking about whatever. And at the bottom, it'll say, to give permission to StreamYard, click this link, facebook.com/StreamYard. Boom, your name will start showing up and your profile picture. So that way we'll see, your name and everything there. Anyway, Gina, great, one of the friends of the show out there. Disney Adventures Tribe, and we've got Kim out there from Now That's Disney. I gotta keep track of all this stuff. It's all in my head. Scott, come over to the stream on the main page. Yeah, Scott's out there. Cool. But anyway, if you do watch this from the Facebook group, just remember to click on that StreamYard link. If you watch this from the Facebook page, or if you watch this from YouTube, you don't have to click on anything. Your name will show up. Everything's cool. So anyway, are you glad to be home, or are you a little bit sad that we're home now? But what's your opinion?
I don't know. I am neutral on that.
Neutral? You're neutral?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's unusual. You usually have a very strong opinion on just about everything. He's neutral on this one. So we
well, let's just say I'm not used to the cold yet again.
Well, that
dealing with the stuff down in the barn has been a little annoying. But
yeah. His goats are down there, and the barn door, there's like some planks underneath, and the barn door just like froze solid. It won't open. It won't close. I laid those down there so that we could get the wheelbarrow tractor in it, actually, like clean panels. So they're there for a good reason.
They really didn't help that much.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Mark is neutral. That is not normal. So click on it. Yes, and it is. Are you? Oh, what are you on?
Oh, you don't have it set up there.
I do. It's snowing. Yes, we're back in the cold. Back in the cold of Ohio. We're supposed to get more snow. I know New York and New Jersey got nailed with a ton of snow. I think you got hit with more than others.
I love snowmen and all that, and snow in the cold, but I'm kind of done with it right now.
You don't want to make any more snowmen this year?
I made a couple tiny ones that melted instantly.
Oh, man.
The cold never stays around when you want it to.
The cold always bothered me.
That crystal light. That fake queen story.
The what?
That fake queen.
What fake queen?
Never bothered.
Oh, yeah. Elsa. She's a fake queen.
Oh, she's a fake queen. Oh, I see. Look at that. Oh. So she jumped over to YouTube. Nice to see you over on YouTube. That's cool. That's cool. And with YouTube, it's a little bit easier to cast it to a big screen TV. So then you can see our. No, you might not want to do that. Anyway, this is a grainy screen today. So, like I said, it's a laid-back show. I didn't put up any lights. I didn't do anything fancy. We're just here to talk.
I don't think we have to highlight every comment about snow and temperature.
And that's saying some parts of Jersey got 33 inches And yeah, Gina, I like that comment. Put that one up there. Her favorite Disney dudes. That's a good thing. 24 inches, 8 more tomorrow, 2 more Thursday. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get maybe a few more inches the rest of the week, but nothing like you guys are getting blasted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear how you. But anyway, so we went to Disney. It was really sort of
And
last
we
minute.
didn't die.
Why would you expect us to die going to Disney?
Oh, I thought that was the common mentality among every single person in the world right now.
Okay, because we're talking about, because of COVID stuff. Well, I mean, technically, we haven't passed our incubation period. But here's the weird thing. Okay, figure this one out. Figure this one out, point of viewers. We come back from Florida, okay? Ohio, the state of Ohio, does not have a self-quarantine period for Florida. At least this is to my knowledge. Yeah, that is a bonus. Going to Disney, not dining. Always a bonus.
When Mom comes in here to talk about the resort, I'm not going to talk about the resort.
That's fine.
Tell Mary,
What's Mary
you'll have to wait until.
Have you stayed there before? Did you like it?
Just wait until.
Art of Animation. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Art of
for more
Animation?
details, just wait.
But here's the deal. So my understanding is Ohio does not have a quarantine for people coming back from Florida. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. My wife's saying correct. My wife Patty.
Any of the states that we passed.
Or any of the states we passed through. West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. None of those states. Ohio does not have any self-quarantine period if you come back from one of the states. However, our neighbor to the east, Pennsylvania, which is about 20 minutes from our home.
Mary is commenting both on YouTube and Facebook
Cool.
at the same time.
Cool. That's interesting. What's she saying there? What talk about? Yeah, if you're not going to talk about the resort, what talk?
I got pricked by the briar patch.
You got pricked by the briar patch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an interesting story. Okay, 1 second. I'll let you jump ahead on that one because that's a cool story. Anyway, but our friends to the east, Pennsylvania, Ohio has a quarantine period. If we were to go 20 minutes into Pennsylvania, 20 minutes into Pennsylvania, and drive back home, technically, we are supposed to self-quarantine. Figure that out. We drive 1,000 miles down to Florida and all the states in between. Doesn't matter. COVID is not an issue, but go over to Pennsylvania and back, self-quarantine for whatever, 10 days or something.
And how close to the border are we again?
About 20 minutes. Literally, about 25. I'll give it 25.
So we drive for 18 hours.
Yeah.
Through several states, at least more than 5.
Yeah, it is nuts. It's absolutely nuts, Kim. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, Sky, you're right, Mary. Sky, the Pennsylvania cases have gone up through, I think it was something like a 33% infection rate or something crazy like that. So yeah, that's sort of crazy. But yeah, it's still weird though. 25 minutes that way.
One of these days, we're gonna have to make a background or something. You got me, by all accounts. Just making sense.
Oh, I'll get that one next time. What's Callum saying out there? Sounds like Boris Johnson has been making your rules. Yeah, I've heard you guys have been. I think you've been locked down like 3 or 4 times now, with that new variant that you guys are dealing with. That's crazy. Tina, I went to Pennsylvania and I stopped and I was like, oh, Tina, how could you do that? Mary, let's see, like 40%. Yeah, I thought I heard like 33. So yeah, maybe that's good. Right. 40% positive. If you're gonna say something, why don't you come in here and say it?
Okay.
I meant your mom, but you can say. Why don't you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Did you have fun at Disney?
Yes, I did.
What did you like? What did you like the best while you were at Disney?
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. That's his favorite park all the time. Magic Kingdom. Anyway, Kim was saying you had to cancel a trip in March because you had a quarantine for too long, unpaid. That's not good. It's not good. Yeah, Tina, there were some goats there. Oh no, it wasn't back then. Wasn't back then. I'm talking now. Now, not back in September.
Okay, so here, I'm here.
Not
Yeah.
back.
T9 says,
what?
I hear you went to Disney.
Hey, Dad. Not back at what?
No, not you. You stay. We're kicking him out.
What?
Hey, Dad.
I didn't even start the show.
Look,
Practically.
it took you too long. I'm here.
Hey, Dad.
Oh my goodness. I'm getting kicked out of my own show. Can you believe that? Okay, you sit down.
You go make some.
No, not you. You can sit down
You
too.
go make some hot chocolate.
Hey, Dad.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some hot chocolate.
Yeah,
But
for me.
you just did here.
Hey, Dad. Not back at what?
You just did.
Okay, come on.
Did you say
Me and
September
Marcus
or
are-
December?
If the show blows up, if this computer starts on fire, just give me a call.
Hey, Dad.
I'll be right in the other room. Is this my phone or is
Yeah,
that?
that's fine.
Oh yeah, check this out. Wait, I gotta show you this. This is my
Hey, Dad.
my new phone cover. Yeah, what do you think?
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what?
Not back at what? September or December?
We were wanting to go in December. We were wanting to go September. And do you want to show the mirrors?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be back.
Go help Dad make hot chocolate for me.
We were gonna go a couple of times. And
Okay.
finally, we're able to.
He's still talking.
I'm still
Okay.
talking.
So here's my new phone cover. It's the castle. And Marcus got a new phone cover.
Keep clicking the
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just get out of here.
Come on.
Or
They
would like
had
you to
12
find the difference.
They had iPhone 12 covers at the
Corporate would like you to find the
Detect-
difference between this picture and this picture. Been informed there's at least 7.
okay, so that's an office reference. So Marcus does not have a new iPhone yet. Now, we got new iPhones because it was actually cheaper to get the new iPhones.
You would have lost money.
I
You
would
didn't.
guess they paid him to take it to get it. So I would have gotten a Pooh one, except that was the only Pooh one
No.
available.
There was one, but it was just Eeyore.
Eeyore.
I don't
That's
get
not a
that.
Pooh one. Okay,
I don't
so,
get that.
So I am going to answer some important questions.
Now, according to the maths, there should be more Pooh products.
Yes. Oh, so you want to talk about that a little bit? This is
It's
some
the
interesting.
Third highest grossing media franchise in existence,
These
right
are
above Mickey Mouse and Friends.
these are interesting statistics. So Winnie the Pooh is the third. What is the first one?
Pokemon. Because
Pokemon.
I don't know why exactly.
What's the second?
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. Well, is this worldwide?
Yes.
So Hello Kitty, we know why.
Guys use water.
Milk.
8 ounces.
Yes, that
I
would be
just
good.
poured it into a cup.
And
Poured it.
then Winnie the Pooh franchise. So it is really hard to find Winnie the Pooh within the parks.
Or anywhere, to be honest.
No, I can find Winnie the Pooh stuff, but within the parks, it is very hard to find, which I don't understand that. So Mary said, Mary was asking, show us yours, Marcus.
I did.
And you did.
She sent that.
Okay, so
It
yes.
showed up.
So they had in it's D-Tech, and that's where they print. You can select the one you want and use milk. It's better, Jeff. Thank you, Mary. It is better. So very last minute trip, drive down. The reason I didn't drive on the way back is I offered to drive for a very short period of time. I don't like to drive at night. I don't like to drive when it's in the hills of West Virginia. And I don't like to drive when I don't want to drive. So I offered to drive. And
So
he has-
100% of the time.
She doesn't like to drive when I'm sleeping.
and so I offered to drive this long. And if he doesn't take me up on it, that's it. He likes to drive. He doesn't like my driving. I tell people that we were dating when I was learning to drive, and back then he could take me driving. He taught me how to drive, so if he doesn't like my driving, it's his fault. So let's talk about all the wonder. We're going to tell you some of the pros. I'm almost done with the blog post about some of my feelings. I'm just going to talk about general things. Yes, crowd levels are decreased. However, what would you say? What would you say about crowd levels?
Sometimes it feels exactly the same depending on what area you're in.
Exactly.
Some places it was worse than before
Exactly.
because of the systems they had set in place.
I would agree 100%.
People think they're invincible because they're wearing a piece of cloth that they breathe through.
I do see that, and I see that here.
Everyone thinks that for some reason. I don't understand why.
You know, if you're in Walmart and
I always try to give people personal space no matter what. And but like, what is it at Disney? People are walking. They can obviously see there's a group of people walking together. Here, let me just walk in between all of them.
So whether this is not a mask debate, we all have to wear the masks in Disney
Because they're a private company that said so.
And Mary did say, yes, I see that everywhere, and it is true. You know, you're in the grocery store and somebody, you know, there's the aisles aren't 6 feet. So if you want to pass somebody, you're getting within 6 feet of them. And it was the same there. No different than everywhere else you go. People do think they're invincible. You know, the recommendations are wear a mask, maintain 6 feet.
The lines when you were
Yeah.
most of the time stay back on their marked spots.
So the lines, the queues, they have marked spots. I can't see, so I just walk. Steve, I can't see, so I just walk into those people that try to walk in between us. Steve, you get a pass for that. But most of these people could see and shows, you know, and then you have the people that, you know, their masks are down here, making no attempt to pull it up. And if your mask is pulling down all the time, you need a new mask. I did post a few pictures of my granddaughter whose mask fell down all the time. Now, little Penny, Steve doesn't go out though. Oh, okay. So little Penny has a teeny button nose, and she wears glasses, and her glasses have little there's extensions so they fit snug around your ears. And with the mask on, and the mask was tied, the things were tied, so it was tighter. And she's 3. She moves her mouth like with the mask on, she'll you know, like little kids do, and she wrinkles up her nose and it slides down, and she tries to pick it up, and it would fall down 300 times an hour sometimes. And cast members did say to, now when I was with her, nobody ever said a word. I don't know if they thought, well, there's that poor grandma with the child with the glasses, and but my daughter-in-law and my son were told to pick her mask up. It's hard to get a mask that fits properly, Mary says, for Nevaeh. Hi, Maria. Maria's welcoming us home. I was talking about the people at Disney normally trying to cut between you. Yes, and now the same thing with going now. The people are still trying to cut between you. And it is worse to keep trying to fool with it. Now, Heather says maybe loops over the back of her head and neck instead of ears, maybe? Ears. Yeah.
Just look at the.
Yes, 8 years. So there were people that periodically you saw their masks were down or they were walking along. If a cast member did see it, they would tell them. I don't know why people just can't follow the rules. We generally are followers, and so if you tell us these are the rules, Marcus is very good at following rules, right? Yes. Even if rules he doesn't like to follow. Do you want to do input? You followed the rules while we were there, correct?
Mhm.
He and Jack, we never had any trouble with him following the rules, right? So when you're in the queues,
Now, let's just get one thing clear. Rules are made by man, and man is fallible and not all-knowing. So when a large group of people come together to determine the rules, does that make the rules right or wrong or better?
sometimes rules are wrong.
But just because a majority of people said so, that makes it okay now?
Well,
Just because a majority of people said murder is wrong, that means it's not okay? What if a majority of people...
we're talking about murder. We
Well,
went
let's
to
see, what if-
Disney.
But just because a majority of people say something, that apparently makes it right now.
No, it doesn't. But this is,
Well, I'm sorry, but if a majority of people yell at you that you need to wear your mask, that makes it right. If the government laws, what is, we have
yes,
to
it was
follow.
for me.
Oh, it's for you.
I told
Look,
him to make
I
it
thought
for
it was
me.
making me hot chocolate.
But if,
Marshmallows?
We were trying to talk about Disney. Murder is wrong. Mary said murder is wrong.
well, how
Thank
can we
you.
prove it?
100%.
We're not discussing this. We're discussing Disney.
I'll walk away for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And this is what happens.
Yeah, I know. So, talk about the queues. Tell them about the queues.
They were long and boring, but went pretty
Be careful
fast.
talking about the cues because that could misinterpret. And
Oh my goodness. Now I got him. Okay, so the queues. They were long. They moved quickly though, for the most part.
The game was still ridiculous.
Most people stayed within their lines. Most of the time.
we did have a few line cutters and things like that, but nothing major. Pretty good.
And for the most part, the way Disney did it, like the Peter Pan ride. Talk about how the Peter Pan ride.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Where did it go?
Where did it go? Where did it start?
Outside of Columbia Harbor House. Then you went through Columbia Harbor House.
Now this is interesting because, okay, so Columbia Harbor House was closed. They had the line queue for Peter Pan for the standby, weaving through Columbia Harbor House and then back outside and then into the Peter Pan section. But we went to Magic Kingdom on Sunday, and then we went again this past Friday, the last day. So it was the first day of our full day of our trip and the last day. But we found out on our last day that you could get the Columbia Harbor House food, fish and stuff, was over at which one was that?
No, Tomorrowland
Terrace Cafe. Yeah, Tomorrowland
which
Terrace.
has never been open. I don't think.
I know.
Out of all the times we've ever been there,
Most
it's never
of the time
open.
it's shut down because we go during off season and it's not as crowded, and so Tomorrowland Terrace is usually not open, but it was open with Columbia Harbor House food.
So now, and most
Cosmic Rays.
No. When you're walking
Unfortunately.
When you're walking into Tomorrowland, it's on the Tomorrowland Terrace on the right-hand side. Before you actually,
you sort of have to go out of your way a little bit to the right, way out to the right.
it's the Plaza Restaurant. Kept walking on that sidewalk for the entrance to the Plaza Restaurant. You keep walking. There's bathrooms, and then there's this Tomorrowland Terrace, and we were Cosmic Rays has the Casey's items. We never.
Well, I'm sure it has those mostly because that's kind of what Cosmic Rays served before.
They did
no,
sell
they had
hot
like the
dogs.
3 bays. They had like the chicken bay, the
Right.
hamburger bay.
Uh-huh.
What I can't remember, sorry. But
But
we didn't get to go to Cosmic Strip.
no, and we didn't go to any. Did
Did-
we go
was
to
a
any
weird-
quick service?
It was
you
a
did by yourself.
very, very weird trip because we had our grandkids with us. We sort of took things a little slower than we normally do. We still got along on a lot of rides and stuff, but we didn't go and do a lot of the things that we normally do. I still feel bad. I didn't get a chance. We went to the Plaza restaurant, but it was before it was open. I was going to check to see if Chef Ken was there, if he's still working there.
I'm
What's
making
going on?
faces at you.
What's
I
that?
don't know why I made faces at you.
You
I
did?
made faces at him.
And so we didn't get to do that. We didn't get to go to some of the resort restaurants or resort hopping that we usually do just to, check things out. A lot of little things we didn't get to do on this trip. After the fact, I'm like, we're getting ready to leave, and I'm like, gee, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. So you know what that means? We need to make another trip.
So here's my question. Do you have questions about what are your pressing questions about the park? So Jack, maybe he can come and tell you about wearing a mask. I do think that he talks less with the mask on, but he was trying to us the past probably 4 or 5 months that he could do the parks with the mask on. He never complained about it. He was a trooper the entire time. Come in September.
Yeah. Well, that's for the anniversary.
Yes.
We technically are booked, but that's only $200. So we got a little bit of other funds.
Was it worth it? Okay, so here's the answer. I feel like every single family needs to make a pros and cons list. And in my blog post, I talk a lot about the questions, flying. We didn't fly. I don't know that I would feel safe flying. People say the airports are very clean. There are distance in the airports, but then on the planes, you're breathing all the same recirculated air. I don't know how I would on a plane. We drove, you feel like you have some control over where you stop. And what?
I was just thinking about driving. How? Okay, drive if you can, because you got to pay. You pay the parking at the resort, but you're getting free parking in the parks themselves. I'm saying, did it feel like Disney? That's the main thing.
Yes and no. And that's the best answer we probably could give.
I'm going to say maybe 80%. That's my rough. If you want a number on it, I'm going to say 80% Disney, 20% not quite.
What, Marcus? What's your opinion on it? Did it feel like Disney? Tell the truth.
We want your honest point of view.
I don't know.
Boy, he's being really
What
indecisive.
did you miss? What did you miss? Okay, so there's no fireworks.
No fireworks.
I didn't mind.
No parades.
I didn't mind fireworks because then it meant there was no excuse for us to stay till closing. So then we have to rush out of there.
I will say this.
With everyone else.
I'll tell you what. We left. Basically, we closed Magic Kingdom down pretty much both nights we were there. We left either at or near the end of the park hours. And we got right on a monorail both times. So there wasn't that, like you're saying, without the fireworks, it wasn't that mad rush of people leaving all at once. You didn't feel like you were just a herd getting pushed into a monorail. And I did like the way they had the monorail set up. Depending on, you could get different setups depending on how the monorail. Oh, you didn't like that?
The cubicles?
The cubicles.
And then the tarp Those things will do like absolutely nothing.
Well, it's just basically a tarp separating the front and the
Okay,
back.
so you're telling me that a a plastic wall that's probably just barely separating two people is going to stop it?
Well, if somebody sneezes directly into it, it's not going to go to you. It's going to stop here in this plastic barrier.
But the plastic barrier didn't go all the way up.
Right. I know.
It ended at some
I could
point.
sneeze directly overhead and arch the
Okay,
droplets over onto your head.
okay, so here,
so that was
let's
nice.
go back to Mary's comment. The plane air is actually recirculating quicker than in a restroom, for example. Okay,
Mhm.
so here is in the restaurants, you were distance.
Oh, Katie's out there too, by the way.
In
Hi, Katie.
the sit down restaurants, your server had a mask on and a shield.
Which made it next to impossible to hear most of them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the shield plus the mask
Plus
Which
accents.
means
plus accents.
you
Yeah.
can't really order or ask questions very well.
It did make communication with the server a bit difficult. Hey Todd, how's it going? Let's see.
What conversation?
What conversation did I I don't know.
You didn't end up in any conversation because you didn't join until now.
So we're talking about in the restaurants at Disney, so the servers have masks and they have shields and
He might have been coming in when I was talking about the sneezing over the barrier and the droplets hitting him in the head. Maybe that's what Todd came into.
Honest opinion, the measures they took on the monorails felt like they do nothing.
I disagree with
The tarp right behind you.
It's like having a mask between you and the people on the other side.
all I heard.
I've heard the
Wait. Okay.
I have a hard time hearing
sneezing over
people.
a guard. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I have a hard time hearing people in masks. I can't imagine a face shield, and it was difficult.
It was double. They had the mask and a face shield, and it was really difficult. We were at Beaches and Cream, and we had somebody who had an accent that was serving us, and it made it triply difficult to understand her.
Sometimes,
I felt really bad because we had to keep asking her to repeat. And then we went to France.
Wait, hold on. Sometimes I feel like we were just saying yes to things. Sure, whatever. Yeah, go ahead, bring it.
I'm going to triple your bill. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, triple our bill. Sure, yeah. But we went to France. That was a little tough. But that guy, he actually, and he has a French accent. He's French, makes sense. But he actually lifted his shield and made it a little bit easier for us to hear him at some points. Nothing is 100% better than having it. Exactly. Okay. I mean, they went over and above, I thought.
Yes. Now let's go back to the no, where?
She's using my touch screen.
Did it feel like Disney? Okay, so we had reservations one morning for breakfast, but one thing I personally do not care for is having to be tied to smartphones so much. I want to be unplugged as much as possible.
And
absolutely.
And pretty much every quick serve required you to mobile order with a digital payment.
You do not have to.
Little secret, you don't have to.
But they tell you do.
That's a little tip.
Only
That's a little tip
Bill
from
was
the
the only
attorney. No. Okay, we're jumping around.
Okay,
I know.
so let's talk first. Let's finish the transportation, and then we'll move on to the restaurant.
I have no idea who this is.
So I'm with you. Go ahead. So I'm with you, son. Did they clean the plastic on the monorail after each ever stop? No. If you were to sneeze on the plastic and you leave, someone could touch your sneeze droplets. Absolutely. And before we went, people told us that they were wiping things down all the time.
No, but they found excuses to wipe down or close down Splash
I
Mountain
gotta find a
repeatedly.
seat. I gotta find a seat.
Okay, so let's talk about
They did
transportation.
shut down test track for a while.
So
At least ones
we
that I know.
had breakfast reservations at 8 a.m. at Ale and Compass. We were staying at Art of Animation. We had plans to pick up the
We were going to take the Skyliner to, basically to the yacht. We were going to take it to the Epcot station and then walk from Epcot to the yacht club.
Yeah, the air.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the air is going to stay completely stagnant. It's going to move over the top of it and around it.
Okay, so
But yes, okay. I
let's
just want
go.
to.
No, we're talking about the transportation.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about.
I'm trying to explain. Can I explain this? So we're laying in bed. We have these plans. It's after midnight, and something sad. Call and find out what time that Skyliner is. And when I call,
Or buses.
And that
When I
feeling was the
called-
Holy Spirit.
okay, I believe that. So I get up, I dial the front desk, and they tell me the Skyliner opens. Did they say 45 minutes before the park opening? And the park, Epcot doesn't open until 11. So that Skyliner was not starting when they told me, like to get us there at 8 a.m. So then I asked about the buses, and they told me there's no buses running before 8 a.m. We now have reservations. We were planning to go to the yacht club and walk into Epcot. We were not able to do this. And the response that evening, while I was on the phone at night, was, you can call a taxi. There are very few things that push me over the edge, but when Disney tells me I can call a taxi,
You say there's very few things that can push you over the edge, but it seems like there was a good 5 times this trip you were pushed over said edge.
he's right. There were a good 5 times. So, no, it's late.
Yes.
I laid down. I did not wash my face when I laid down. I wake up the next morning prepared to wash, and there are no towels. We opted to replace the towels only. They were going to replace the towels and the cups and things like that every other day. They do not make the beds, and we were fine with the towels being replaced every other day. But when she took my towels that we had 4 people in the room for, and when we checked in, there were towels for 4. They left towels for 2 people. Now I didn't have a washcloth. I was not a happy camper.
That was steam out of the ears number 2, right?
Yes. So I was not happy about that. And I don't understand what is so hard if you have 4 people staying in a room, why they can't leave towels for 4 people. I don't understand that. And they know how many people are in their room. They know.
You would think.
So I was told to take a taxi. And then the next morning, I didn't have a washcloth to wash my face. So, but like I said, we asked for towels. However, I wake up and realize we don't have enough towels.
Yeah,
and that was on day like 3.
Yeah, I mean, we went through our towels the first day or 2.
I thought we were talking about transportation.
Yes, we were. Yes, you're getting way off topic here. I can't believe what she's doing to this show.
Okay. So the transportation was not there. We had our own vehicle. So now our secondary plan is to drive to the yacht club.
She stalks the maid's car.
So
I'll start commenting once we get to the transportation.
Okay, so our next plan is to drive to the yacht club and leave our vehicles there after breakfast and walk into Epcot.
Hey, Patrick. See, maybe they're showering every other day. So, yeah.
Maybe. So.
But yeah, because of COVID though, they weren't bringing towels every day, and we knew that. But then we called, like you said, like 2 or 3 days into it, we said, okay, we would. What option did we use? What did we ask for? And you verified that they were going to towel us that day. They brought the towels, just not enough. So anyway, we called them, needed towels, and they did actually.
Well, it still was about 10, 15 minutes, but it was late.
Did that comment just disappear?
No, there was.
No, where did it happen to it?
There.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah,
we are 3 people, and we always ask for extra towels.
Yeah,
So,
but Annette, no, you're right. We did call. It was like 10 minutes or so. But when you're trying to rush out the door, 10 minutes is forever.
So we were planning to leave the vehicle there, and we were told we cannot leave our vehicle at the yacht club.
Which I understand that, but with the low crowds right now, I mean, there was tons of parking space there. So yeah, so now here they're telling us, okay, so we drive to the yacht club to eat breakfast.
Even if they said, could you please move it to the beach club parking lot? Would have been better.
We're paying for parking at a resort anyway, at Art of Animation. So you'd think maybe they'd give you the privilege of parking at Yacht Club. I get it. I understand. They don't want extra cars there that they're not planning on. But then when they tell us you're not allowed to park your car there, well, then we ate breakfast and we're trying to debate, okay, are we going to, at this point now, me and my son, because we drove separately, are we going to now have to drive back to Art of Animation, jump on, then run to the Skyliner, take that back to Epcot, because that's where we were going. And we thought, we had it all planned out. We were just going to go Skyliner to the Epcot station, walk to the Yacht Club, eat breakfast, and then walk back over to Epcot for the park opening. All planned out. So anyway, so I went to the front desk and I asked somebody at the front desk, I said, here's what happened. If we leave our vehicles here, is something bad going to happen? And I can't remember the exact words he used, but he said, no, you can leave them there. I guarantee nothing's going to happen to your vehicles. You'll be fine. And he said, I think he said something like, and I am certain of the answer I'm giving you. I think it was he almost used those words exactly. So we left the vehicles at the Yacht Club. That's what he told us.
And it's a good thing we did.
And it's a good thing we did, because then we went to walk to the park like we had planned. We had a wonderful day at Epcot. In fact, if you're asking, did it feel like Disney? I know Callum had mentioned that earlier.
They were so happy at Epcot.
Yeah, our first 2 days, I mean, the cast members were good, but they weren't.
Well, we can talk about
they weren't the
Star
normal
Wars later.
Yeah, well, they weren't. I think I didn't feel like the magic was fully there. But when we got to Epcot, that was. So we did Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, then we did Epcot on our third park day. And when we got there, I mean, everybody was, oh, how are you doing? Good morning. Everybody was just so upbeat. They were wonderful. Everybody was wonderful. But here was the funny part. Okay, so this was Wednesday. So like Sunday we did Magic Kingdom. Monday we did Hollywood Studios. Tuesday we had an off day, park day, and we did miniature golf, and we did Disney Springs, I think, something like that. So Wednesday rolls around. That was our Epcot day. So our plan originally was that we'd leave.
Do not say it again. You've already told them 12 times.
Leave Epcot, get on the Skyliner.
I'm sorry. He repeats himself way too much.
So we leave Epcot at the end of the park day. We leave Epcot, leaving Epcot.
And you know what we see?
A huge
line
for the Skyliner.
That's the suckers. And you know who one of those suckers happened to be that night? We found out after the fact. I wish I would have known.
Like this when I married him.
And you're the one that kept on insisting on using the Skyliner.
I thought it would be nice. We took the Skyliner. Oh my goodness, it had to be an hour plus wait.
Hours for some people.
I think up to 2 hours for people to get from there to Art of Animation. The line was extremely long. And it turns out that apparently
That line moves fast usually, but when it's at this length, no
Not-
matter how fast it's
It
moving.
was an immense line.
Well,
The one day we did use it to go to Hollywood Studios,
That was
I also
okay.
didn't care for.
that was okay though.
But you get off to transfer,
I know,
and
the
the
trans-
line keeps getting longer as you're supposed to go to the back of the line
It was a little
because other people came to use the Skyliner.
But here's the funny part. Lou Mongello had just done a live show, was doing a live show at Art of Animation, talking about like, top 10 things or whatever. I wish I would, we were at Epcot, we were having fun. I forgot all about that. He's doing the live show, and I find out after the fact he got stuck in that line at Epcot. He took the Skyliner to Epcot and then was going to come back. And I guess he got stuck in that hour or 2 hour long wait. If we had known, maybe we could have yelled for him.
Right by
We probably walked right by him and didn't even know he was in line there. I mean, it was a huge line. The odds of seeing him would have been, pretty low. But if we had known that live stream was happening and he was physically standing there, we could have said, "Lou, where are you?" And then, maybe have Lou come and, take a van ride back with us.
No.
He could have taken a ride in our minivan. We had a minivan.
Yes, and you could have charged him like $200.
Hey, Lou, $200 to come back to Art of Animation.
Marcus, you are going
I'd
to
be
tell us.
I know what the Skyliner is because I've heard what you've said about it. It is Disney's proverbial middle finger to the monorail manufacturers.
I didn't say that. I never
No,
said
that's
that.
my wording for it.
That's okay. So tell us your true feelings about the Skyliner.
It's annoying. The wait is not fun. Modes of transportation that are still moving as you're getting onto them are not particularly nice.
Compared to riding in a bus, much nicer. Very clean,
Wouldn't you
very
think?
quiet. But I wouldn't depend on it if you're in a hurry to get from point A to point B.
The monorail
Even
is
people,
faster.
well,
at the very
but they
least.
don't have the Epcot one, so they only have the loop going around, Disney around Magic Kingdom there. But here, I mean, people at the Beach Club. I heard several other cast members at the Beach Club, at the Yacht Club, at Epcot leaving that night, and every single one of them, I overheard them saying, if you're in a hurry to get somewhere, I wouldn't recommend the Skyliner. That's straight out of cast members' mouths. So if you're doing it just to have some fun, we did take it to Hollywood Studios.
No.
It wasn't bad. I mean, the line wasn't bad.
I don't care for the whole idea that you go on it once, then you have to wait in line to get on the next one,
Mhm.
and then if you go back there, you have to wait in line to go back to where you just came from.
You're taking a bit of a
You
risk.
get off and wait in line to get onto the next one repeatedly.
Yeah.
Whereas with other modes of transportation, you stay on no matter how many stops you make until you get to your stop.
Okay.
Yeah, you do take
So-
a bit of a risk when you have to.
How's this?
You have to get off the one link or the one route, and then get back in line, which they make you go all the way back to the end of the line. And
That is getting
get on the
longer
next-
because people got bussed over there
Do
to take the
that again.
Skyliner.
What's
Do
that?
that again. That's crazy because you're paying a premium to stay at the resort.
Yeah, we came from the Art of Animation Pop Century station to the
Got
hub
that
station, and to get to the back of the line for Hollywood Studios just kept getting longer as we
Yeah.
walked towards it
Yeah.
because other people who came from where we just came from were going back there, and people got bussed in from other areas
Yeah, and
to
they
get in that line.
and we saw the busload of people
And we just
getting in
kept
line
waiting,
just ahead of us. I mean,
Walking.
they had just
more.
gotten dropped off, and we had been walking and walking and walking to get to the back of the line. And every time we kept walking, the line kept getting longer as we tried to get to the
An
back of the
endless
line.
hallway.
Okay, so that was
But I like the Skyliner from
It is
the.
very clean.
It's very clean.
and you're
Because
in your
it's
own
new.
car, and so there's the feeling. Which
Because it's new.
it's the feeling of being safe and
Also,
not
Right
sharing.
now, you get your own car. Or during normal times, do you share a car?
Probably, I would think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, monorail, you basically get your own car sometimes.
The way they were doing it,
well,
you get like
If
a
you
half
don't get
a car
the cubicle,
or a
you
cube.
Okay.
get your own
You
car.
get a half a
with
car
the
or a
tarp.
cube. Or a
so
cube.
there's the appearance of not being affected. The appearance, because really,
Just like the
somebody,
TSA at
person
the
who-
airport gives the appearance of safety.
so you're getting off, and somebody's getting right
Okay,
off, and
Yes, that random guy just got picked to have his bag checked. And that woman with the giant purse just walked right by.
now okay, so Annette says they shared last year. So I think
See,
in
so
theory,
it's kind of going to be icky when it's normal time again.
I don't know that it's going to be
What's
a long
normal?
time before
What's
Disney
normal?
goes back to normal time again.
Okay, I'm just.
Why?
How many years?
Honey,
we have no control over it.
you talk to God about that. I can't do anything about a virus. Marcus is having a hard time with viruses.
Yeah.
And he's rolling his eyes at me. Okay, so I know that.
End of summer. How's that? End of the summer, we'll be back to normal.
No, you won't. You sound like a politician. Are you running for public
I
office?
literally heard that line.
You could probably make it office based on that
I
line.
know. I actually was repeating exactly what I heard on the radio today from a politician. Said, end of summer 2021, everything will be back to normal.
We will not. And you know what? That is tough. And it's tough for. I know it makes you angry. There's nothing we can do about it. This is the life you're living right now. It's upsetting, and I get that. Calm down. Don't break your glasses, because
They're already broken.
well, we can get them fixed. So Annette says we will not be back to normal for a long time. You are seeing Marcus live having a hard time dealing with that, because that's doesn't make anybody happy. I get that. And what's it Callum say? I can't do this with
Yeah,
my left
I'll
hand.
do that one. That
Okay,
one's too
this
much.
is here for life. Simple for life. Simply. Wait.
We just be normal in time.
So, the pandemic of the early 1900s. Go ahead, do the next.
Oh, the early 1900s.
Will be like okay.
It lasted 2 years.
Can you put a next comment up? The pandemic of the early. Well, but he can do it. The pandemic of the early 1900s lasted 2 years, and 2 years is not forever. I would venture to say that there will be people that longer than 2 years will be wearing masks, but that doesn't mean everybody.
Callum, I think, is saying it'll be like a normal. It'll eventually be like a normal flu.
As long as you retire. Yes.
We will be like, and
Which get a vaccine for it. You'll be fine.
what she said? I'm going to have to go back and listen. I just got back on. I'm still at work.
Oh,
Okay,
well, you
Tina,
missed my great line about the Skyliner.
So Marcus.
Did you hear what I said?
Tina,
Oh yeah. I heard about that. I heard.
Marcus
You don't have to repeat that one.
Marcus is having a difficult time with this new.
This is
and
not a new normal. This is just stupidity until we get back to normal.
Everybody has to do what makes them feel comfortable. And everybody feels comfortable with different things. And then companies like Disney, who are trying to still operate, have to.
If you look at statistics, flu season,
Yeah.
or it's because what was considered flu or is now considered COVID,
Okay, so now I did just listen to a doctor talk about
It's
this
hard to
today.
say.
I did.
or people are staying indoors constantly.
No,
That's true too.
Nobody's
Does
leaving
anybody
their
want
house.
to hear what I heard today? I just listened to a doctor talk about this, and he said that during the swine flu, colds and the flu, the normal flu, were lower, and there is a it almost like overpowers it, and so swine flu, there were increased cases, but decreased in colds because it just regulated itself. And he said maybe masks are, he said we'll never know for sure, but maybe it's just
Well, there's a lot of factors, like what
See,
they're saying
we're
there.
taking into account every other
Yeah.
factor that's not mask wear.
less people are outdoors.
The
Less
mask
people are in
wearing has
school.
been to not help very much with these things.
They're saying it's mask wearing probably does help with colds,
Or it causes people to have other problems.
which
There have been some spin-off issues because of mask wearing. I mean, but this is not what we're going to talk
Like
about.
you said,
tonight.
wait until the deformed ears.
What?
Like you said, wait until the
Yeah,
deformed ears.
That is one of my concerns. My ears have been going more like this lately.
No, developmentally for children.
For children,
I think my
yes.
ears are going like this. That's the problem.
So, okay, we're talking about Disney. We're talking about the
Okay,
Skyliner.
Skyliner, dumb, monorail, good. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Happy, I finally voiced a normal opinion tonight.
Okay, so Marcus does not like change. How are the cast members?
First couple of days, abysmal.
I wouldn't not abysmal.
Abysmal to good.
Okay.
Or
there you
moderate.
Go. There you go. Yeah, like I said, okay, Magic Kingdom we went to the first day.
Yeah.
And the cast members just
I know how Japan works.
Yeah.
And
You don't have to be
it doesn't, it's still.
anyway,
Okay, so
cast members at Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
and then they all actively sleep on top of each other on trains. And they're fine with that.
Cast members at
I'm not joking.
I know that
Okay.
they're stacked together quite a bit in Japan. Cast members at Magic Kingdom first day. I didn't have any issues. There weren't any problems. They just weren't. I didn't feel like the Disney friendliness was there like in previous visits.
who has always been like that?
The Japanese.
But
Okay.
Yeah, they also all have cedar allergies.
But if we try to bring the
Because they're all
show
allergic to cedar
back
trees,
onto
which are
the
not native to Japan.
rails, bringing the show back on the rails here, talking about cast members. Can you believe it? I'm the one trying to keep the show on the rails tonight. What's going on? This is crazy. Okay, cast members are people. They're human beings. They have bad days. They have good days. They're going through this virus thing just like the rest of us, and we see how we're feeling about it tonight. We're not happy about it. And yeah, they're worn down. They've had long days. They've had to deal with. I mean, they've got to wear their masks pretty much the entire time they're there. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on, Mary. It's just crazy. But so Magic Kingdom, the first day, I didn't feel quite the Disney love, but I enjoyed the park. I enjoyed the visit. Then we went to Hollywood Studios. Same thing. I mean, was it? Our daughter-in-law had made a comment. I think she said she was there the whole day, and at Magic Kingdom said she didn't have one cast member that said anything, like I hope you have a magical day. Anything nice.
Nothing positive.
Nothing really nice.
It did feel like,
but I gotta say,
in certain areas, it felt like it was an amusement park.
Yeah. Now I feel like Friday when we went back to Magic
It was
Kingdom.
still very clean amusement.
Yeah. But I feel like Friday when we went back to Magic Kingdom, felt like the mood was a little. Except for your one incident. Do you want to mention that incident? Okay, I'll start for her. So we're eating at Pecos Bills. Okay, you had gotten some nacho thing or something,
Yes.
and she's eating her food.
What?
I just lived through this. Do you think I want to hear it again?
He hated this. Okay. So
I wasn't. I had walked away to get a Daz pass, so I didn't see what happened. But I'll let her.
I am sitting there, food in my mouth, chewing, and I got yelled at to put my mask on. And I said, she said something about if you're not eating, you need your mask on.
Too much to be subpar.
And I said, I'm
actively
chewing. And then when she realized how upset I was because I was chewing, and I still had food in front of me, she said, well, I walked up behind you and didn't realize you were chewing. Well, if you walked up behind me, why would you tell me to put a mask on if you didn't realize? She didn't. She walked up. Now
she walked up in front, apparently. But again, even if she did walk up from behind and didn't realize she was chewing, Why did she yell at her for not having her mask on? Wouldn't you walk around and she's chewing food? Okay, I'll leave her alone.
So
Disney costs too much to be subpar. Well, that's progress for you.
you had trouble with the mask part too?
No, I did not.
Yes.
No, not so much.
No.
What? What's that? Then why is she? Yeah, why is she telling?
Okay,
exactly. Why is she telling?
So the rule is.
But no, she said you had trouble with the mask part too. No, we did not.
So when you are in a sit-down restaurant, you can have your mask on. You are stationary. Most of the people in there are stationary.
Except for that.
When you are in a
what did that mean?
A quick serve.
Progress.
That was
his carousel of progress line.
But progress was in quotes.
Yeah.
So when you are in a quick serve location or you're sitting and eating popcorn, you cannot be walking and eating or drinking. They say you can walk over to the side somewhere and stand if you're drinking. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Marcus, hang in there and stay positive. Marcus is.
I've been hanging in here for over a year now.
Do you know what? There are people who've been hanging in for longer on different things.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
And then some people haven't been hanging in. So you want to talk about those people?
Hanging
very early on?
What?
That couldn't hang in there?
You mean... okay, so why are we talking about this?
Well, you're saying other people have held on longer? And then there's very early on people can't hang on whatsoever?
Okay, so, right, because people were eating in lines and using, yes.
Very last night we got to hear fun exchange in the monorail.
We,
I want to get back to that. So from
in quick serve, and this only in Magic Kingdom did we hear this, that you have to be actually eating. You can't just be sitting and socializing.
We weren't socializing. I mean, we were eating.
Chewing.
You were chewing. Yeah, you were eating food.
So, so I guess it depends on what cast member you got, and just if they're having a good day or not. And it does seem like Magic Kingdom is probably a little stressed. People there. That's my take.
Yeah, probably. Now Epcot has so much more space.
Okay,
I feel like it's much more relaxed and much. I think the mood there is much better. At least that was our take.
Okay, so Marcus, Annette says, Marcus, my daughter has very bad OCD and is also having a very bad time with this. She becomes paralyzed with fear some days. Okay, so Marcus is, I don't think paralyzed with fear. He's just tired of it. And I think sometimes when you're younger, you feel like, a year seems like a long time. When you're my age, a year, like you blink and it's gone. Nevaeh has developed anxiety from all this mess and repressed. I am mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted trying to after the school day is over. And so, I mean, I think we all have our points.
We've all hit some sort of a wall at some period of time here.
Marcus probably does not look at me. Do I get upset about COVID often?
I feel like I hear you complain about something like this once a week.
Okay, complain, but not.
Look at me. Can you act like a normal boy for 5 seconds?
A lot of things that bother me are because of my kids.
Chocolate?
We're
playing out of
our daughter is 27, is dating a young man, and
that's good.
What?
is her double standards.
We're not.
We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that she's dating a man, and it is hard because she, to try to balance what we think versus what his family thinks, and that the more people you bring into it, it makes it very hard. I think we're pretty much on the same page, and so it makes it much easier. But okay, so Annette says it's very true about time. When you are younger, a year seems like forever. 2 years seems like forever.
That's true. When you get old, it's like a year just blows by and you don't even realize it.
Okay, it's hard because everything we do for fun is gone. No shopping, no eating, and no Disney. Yes. So Mary, I hope you're still eating. I think you meant no eating out. But
Yes, it does. It says no eating out.
Oh, it does say.
Yeah.
I didn't even. My eyes can't even see that. No, I don't know why I read no eating. You stopped eating?
I can't eat a thing during this whole virus.
And even if you do, like in Ohio, we can go out to eat, but even if you do go out to eat, like it's so stressful. Everything is so stressful.
I'll tell you what, overall, the whole Disney trip,
I'm glad we went.
I didn't feel like, I'm at risk. I'm doing something stupid. I'm
Unless you get sick.
I'm taking a chance. I felt like if I go to the local Walmart or Target store, I'm probably at a higher risk of catching something than I was at going to Disney.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
And that says I think we're all done with this, but unfortunately it's not done with us yet. T9. Listen, Marcus, I want you to read that out loud.
Mary says you can tell she's still here.
I want you to read it out loud. Read that out loud. And now I have to read it. When you're my age, the past 10 years happened in a week. And it's true.
Yeah.
So Mary's still eating.
Yes, that's good.
And this is the next pandemic, I'm afraid.
I think there's an of missing in there.
I'm afraid the mental health side, everyone has had enough. Everyone is drained, but younger people even more so, because it's so against everything young people do, and their learning center is taking such a hit. Yes.
Let's see what happened. Just before all this happened, you guys seemed to keep pushing me to try and make friends and stuff.
Yeah. And
I finally did that.
And now you can't really see it. I know.
I know. I know. Ed was upset watching your videos that they weren't cleaning the ride vehicles between passengers.
Oh, yeah. No, not typically. No, like I said,
maybe. I want.
There were different times of the day where they would wipe through, like the whole ride. They'd wipe it all down.
Now, there are plenty,
but not between every ride,
of hand sanitizer areas. You can go and you just stick your hand under and get hand sanitizer. Maybe Disney is using cleaners that are long lasting. I've seen some of those. I've seen commercials for them. You spray them on, and even though you see people touching, it kills the germs on contact. Maybe. I'm sorry. Okay. Mental health is suffering so much with the pandemic. It's true. I turned 30 last year, and I don't even know where the past 10 years have gone. It's scary. Marcus, I do agree with you. You have outlets on your property with animals, so that's a blessing to keep.
Not when it's frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah. But it is, I know it's hard. I get that. That's why I thought it was nice that we went with your brother, and it was nice being there with David, wasn't it? Yeah.
And your nieces.
If I didn't have Nevaeh, if I didn't have Nevaeh, I would be fine sitting at my house.
I would be
Sitting crap.
She would be fine sitting at her house.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Surfaces aren't the problem though.
Yeah, not as much supposedly. Yeah.
Okay, so Steve says we can still eat out, but you have to bring it home and make the mess and clean up at home instead of just going to a restaurant and have them do everything. Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, again, in Ohio, we can still go to restaurants. It's, the tables are spaced out and you have to wear your mask until you're, seated, that type of thing. But
Okay, so T9 says he thought they should give it a quick mist of something. And Mary says, yes, they are using that kind of cleaners. And there were a few times that the cleaners had a very strong odor and I knew they weren't more clean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's normal, but the bathrooms in place smelled like lemon Girl Scout. I feel like I've said that before on other trips.
Girl Scout cookies in Norway.
You said it smelled like someone took a crap in the women's room.
Well, that's where they do it. I mean, you don't.
But the men's room smelled like
It's not like other countries where you might take a crap out on the side.
The one nice thing, the one nice thing, I haven't socialized with my sister in a year. I drive by and
That stinks.
and y'all had one. Okay, so
How did we get off on this subject? We're trying to talk about the.
okay, my aunt wouldn't even get near us outside. She's
Yeah.
terrified.
Yeah.
and that's everyone's own problem, not yours.
Well, I mean, some people, some elderly
But
people.
it is your problem because friends don't want to get together, or their parents don't want you guys to get together. So it does make it that is your problem, right? Okay, so
Okay, Steve, I think is trying to get.
Friday at Magic Kingdom, did you get your dad's for Splash Mountain? They were kind of harassing you a bit when you had.
Yeah. At the end of the live stream, I did one of the cavalcades, and I actually continued the live. This was I can't remember which. I think it was the princess one or something. I can't remember which one. Or no, I think it was Winnie the Pooh. So I had run ahead to get the DAS for it. It worked out fine, Steve. Basically, by the rules,
6 people.
Jack can go, and then 5 additional people. Since we had 8 in our party, that meant 2 couldn't ride. Now, as long as it's not crowded,
So there were 8 of us.
They were fine. They would, we would all 8 of us would get there, and at the return time, and they would let us on because 2 of our party were little kids. Basically what 4 or 5, 5 and 3, right? Roughly 5 and 3-year-olds.
Okay.
So, but anyway, bottom line is what we ended up doing in that case is, we could do a rider swap because the littlest one was actually too short anyway. So it worked out though. Everything was fine with that. But that was the only place, really. That was the only time that any of the cast members actually said, I can only officially add in 6 of you. I can't do the other 2. Or if they did say something, they would usually say, we're going to add the 6 in, but just come back and, tell them that so-and-so said it's fine,
Okay. So we did all get off.
Yes.
However, when they had to do a rider swap because the littlest one was too big.
39 inches on, she missed out on a few.
And her sister didn't want to go.
Right. I don't think she wanted to go back on that.
So
she had been on it the previous time we were Sunday. She was on Sunday.
My daughter-in-law, my son, and Marcus went on. Now, Marcus, you tell your story.
Yes. So David, Becca, Marcus, and Jack go. Or
No.
Wait, no, just the 3 of you.
Okay,
Okay.
Marcus, let Marcus tell.
Okay, so they go back.
Let
We
Marcus
get
tell.
through the entire
To Splash
ride like normal, and then right at the very end, literally the last scene, right by
Look at the camera.
Mr. Broken Bluebird, we get stuck.
So the Bluebird
The
and
entire somebody apparently hopped off of their log or something, and they had to stop everyone.
yeah, that's what they do.
So we just were stuck there for a good 10 minutes listening to Zippity Doo Dah, which I didn't mind too much. And eventually they had to bring the things that surprisingly we got to see demonstrated before we got on, because the log we got on, the people, their lap bars did not come up automatically. So they had to use the switch thing that they plug into the back of the log and turn to manually release the lap bars.
Manual lap bar. Okay.
So they had to come by and do that to us. But first we got to see them broke one of the logs behind us.
Okay, so then you got off
And
the log, and what happened?
Wow, even Steve knows more than I do about this.
what?
And he wasn't there.
What's he saying? It was a man, and we always had issues at Magic Kingdom.
This man when the bear was little, courage.
Oh, okay. As far as the DAS, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because if the person who has the DAS is too young or can't ride the ride themselves, then technically you're not. But
So,
I'm not.
okay, so why can't people behave? So,
Once we got out, I was standing right there.
But you guys actually got you walked out of the log, and you were right at that last scene with Brer Rabbit.
We were
and Mr.
barely
Bear,
past it.
and you got to like actually step out right where they were. Right there, right in front of it.
okay,
Cool.
so and that was the last ride of the night. That was they shut it down after that, right?
Yeah, that was
we
it.
got to see the getting the people off of the last drop because someone got stuck in the middle of one of the logs. Got stuck in the middle of it.
In the middle of what?
The last drop.
In the middle of the
Yes.
Wait, in the middle of the drop?
Yes.
Halfway?
There was a log stuck in the middle of it.
In the middle of the drop.
Well, I was they were dropping down or going up.
Was it literally coming down the drop? They got stuck.
Apparently, in the middle,
The
and somehow
big
got
drop.
stuck.
I didn't know that part. So
We
that's
walked out of it, and they had a platform in the middle, right where one of the logs was stuck.
How
Oh
the
my
heck did it get
goodness.
stuck there?
I don't know.
It
They
must
saw
have.
everything at once, apparently.
It must have gone off the rails, just like our show does. So it was. I didn't realize that. I assumed when you guys said it was stuck on the last two, I thought it was like at the very
No, it was
bottom.
stuck in the middle of it. I said that that night.
I guess I
You didn't realize
there
that
was a
either.
track there.
Well, I mean, it does sort of ride on a little bit of a track as it comes down the hill.
You think it was just a random thing full of water that they let you slide down and nothing's holding you to it?
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's stupid. That's stupid.
the log went off the rails. Yes, we had issues with the gate questioning her age. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Off the rails, the law. Okay, so that is stupid. I will fully admit that was a stupid thought that I had because I never thought about it. Apparently, there is a rail.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like a railroad track type thing that slides. It's like these two flat rails.
Yes, I understand.
On either side.
I don't know why I didn't ever think about it. I thought it just fell down. That is so stupid.
No, that was probably the Lost River ride. At Dora Park probably just went down the thing on.
So it got stuck in the middle.
That wasn't ours thing.
That would have been a great picture.
Could you imagine? Oh yeah, great picture. Great picture. Could you imagine going down that thing, halfway down, and then it just sort of.
Mary, I get it now. Most of the boats are on grass. There are things that I just never think about, and that was one of them.
Did you know that the cars on the Tomorrowland Speedway are on a rail?
You really don't have to steer if you don't want to.
Unless you want to get whiplash.
Yeah, unless you want to go like this the whole ride.
Or unless you get a duck car.
That.
Or unless you get a duck car.
See,
like
look at
Oh,
okay. I know
but at least we got to keep up.
I know this. I just don't know why.
The Liberty Bell is back.
And it's on a rail.
It is.
We rode the Liberty Bell.
We rode the Liberty Bell.
Well, they were on Splash Mountain.
So it was out of service for the last couple of months now. They were doing a complete refurb of the whole Rivers of America area. They took the Liberty Bell out. They probably refurbed it, and they actually brought it back over through the Seven Seas Lagoon and back around. And we were there. So Sunday when we were at Magic Kingdom, it was still closed, but the water was back in the river, because I know for a while they had that completely drained. But then Friday when we went back to Magic Kingdom, sure enough, there was the Liberty Bell.
Read that, Marcus. You have to read some of the comments.
No, I don't need to read it.
I stare and still go like that. Yeah.
If you do that again, I am punching him. I will punch him.
No, I don't need to read that.
True,
I
Mary.
that.
The Tom Sawyer rafts are
Okay.
not on a rail.
Okay.
I live what Tina said every time I go.
But we have a couple of posts.
I bump no matter how well I steer on this.
Okay.
If you go to our
In case anyone wonders why I have
if you
exact
go
background.
to our YouTube channel, WDWpov, or I believe I have a couple of videos also on our Facebook page and group of the Liberty Bell coming into dock, at the ride entrance area. And we were on the last ride of the night, Friday.
Please don't do that.
Touch your arm.
I understand how she feels now after the trip.
Okay. I guess I'm not allowed to touch my wife. So,
I
No,
understand
it's
exactly.
them.
okay,
I
can I do
understand
this?
exactly
Yes.
how.
Okay,
she
I can do
feels
this,
now
but I can't do
after
this.
the trip.
So
No, you don't understand. I didn't poke you. I didn't poke you. I
that.
didn't poke
That. Yeah, the granddaughters were doing this poking thing
and do you know-
constantly. What was that? They were
Okay,
doing.
some
Oh,
people
it was
don't
from
know
Bluey. Bluey, the
No,
show
no.
Bluey.
Some
I
people
started
don't
that.
Wasn't it the
realize
show
the
Bluey?
big boat is on a
I
rail
started.
too.
Yes, it is.
Now,
Yes,
Kevin,
it is.
Keith,
Keith Kessler.
I'm looking forward
Kessler.
to my trip next month, and I'm glad
You
to see
understand?
that you went
No,
and had a good
that's
time. Okay, so I feel like we were prepared. We knew that I knew exactly what rides and attractions were closed. I knew exactly what was open. The People Mover, which is one of my favorite, is closed.
Well, and it started. They were testing it again. Sunday, we didn't see it moving at all. Friday,
They don't care.
no, they do care. Friday
Tell me
was
you don't care.
Friday. The People Mover was operating, but was not. It was being tested.
It
again.
operated for 3 minutes.
But I didn't see any cars smash into each
Okay.
other like I've seen on some videos.
So
So it's coming back. And
you
the Liberty.
interrupt all the time.
the Liberty Bell. We got the last ride of the night, Friday, when we were at Disney.
Okay.
It closes an hour before the park closes, so keep that in mind.
I was talking about the rides that were closed.
Mhm.
People Mover is closed. They keep testing, but nothing happens.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
He acts like the 3 minutes they tested was a big.
Oh,
Okay. The People Mover was closed.
Yeah. We got
The Splash Mountain and I, this is a consistent problem with Splash Mountain, that it goes down and it's down for long periods of time. It was not up Friday morning. It was down.
It was down Friday morning, and you were getting worried because you didn't ride it on Sunday, and you
They
wanted to
don't
ride
need
it.
to hear that.
They wanted stuff,
Tell them you don't need to hear that.
but you did get the ride Friday.
Then he got the disability access, and then he got notification that Splash Mountain was
It was
down.
down again.
And so we could use our disability access on something else. And then by the time we finished eating snack type thing, it was back out and we got off.
That was when you got yelled at about not chewing
Okay.
or chewing.
Then it was down again for the evening.
Yeah. But you did get to ride it before it went in between times. So that was good.
The Jungle Cruise.
What's up?
Do you have to interrupt everything?
You were saying this is down, this is down,
Does
this
he
is
have
down,
to
and then you said the
interrupt?
Jungle Cruise.
The Jungle Cruise while we were on it, the speaker went out.
Oh, yeah.
And so we only had half of a ride and there was no sound. And she didn't even attempt. And then
She played with the wires a little bit.
she alluded to the fact that we could ride again. And then when we got off, nobody said a word. So we didn't ride again.
Well, did you really
Okay.
need to?
So are you glad we went? Now, here is my final assessment. We paid, yes, it was, we got 5 days for the price of 3 as far as tickets.
Which was a good deal.
As far as meals, we were seated in the Beast Castle.
Yes.
We were seated in a position where when the Beast came out, he was in the ballroom, the center, and then he walked into the West Wing and just walked in the doorway, said hello, waved, and then he walked in. We're in the music box room, right at the first table.
Mm-hmm.
He walked in.
Perfect seats.
He said hello. But if we were seated in the back, did you tell them about what happened?
Oh, about that guy?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh. So anyway, we were there. We were eating. The meal took longer than we
Way
hoped.
too.
We were there probably 2 hours. That's a long part of your day to be in a restaurant.
I talk a lot with my hands. I'm
You
sorry.
do. Look at, I'm watching you.
Okay.
So yeah, we were there like 2 hours. I think it was like 2:30 to 4:30, something like that. Long time. But so we saw the Beast probably 10 times. I don't know. He probably came out every 15 minutes. So yeah, probably 8 times.
But he never walked around the room.
No, he just sort of came into the room, and like you said, we were like at the seat right at the entrance to the room. So we got to see him in the middle of the ballroom. We got to see him as he was walking towards us. He stopped right in front of our table every time. And then he went just a little bit over to the left and then a little bit over to the right. But he didn't circle around through the room. He just stayed in those 2 spots and waved and sort of did his thing. So we had good seats, and I got some good video on that. Again, it's on the YouTube channel. It's on our Facebook page if you get a chance. The first time he came out, as he's walking out, he actually starts leaving, and I just said, "Thank you, Beast," and he turned around and he gave me an extra little nod because of that. So that was fun. That was fun. But just before we were getting ready to leave, the Beast comes out. He's standing in front of our table. He starts to walk over to the right a little bit to this one little spot, and some guy
Accosted him.
He just walked right up to him and was like tapping him on the shoulder, trying to get his attention. I think he was trying to push him or usher him toward the back of the room where his family was sitting. Because it was like he was sort of doing this and then pointing in the back corner, probably where his table was. Not a great spot. And cast members came over pretty quickly and,
but
pulled him aside to say, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that."
He's paying the same amount that we're paying and doesn't have the view. And, I don't know who he had with him, but that would be disappointing. And Mary says the Beast really just walks through anyway, except at dinner when you used to be able to meet him.
Right.
However,
after dinner,
lunch is not lunch anymore. Lunch and dinner are the same.
Yeah.
And we did not realize that because we didn't really look at the menus. I do remember someone mentioning limited menus, and yes, there are limited menus.
Mm-hmm. Especially for you with your allergy, with your free thing.
Yes.
There were not even as many options for her as there normally are for gluten-free items. So that made it a little bit tougher for you.
I think the character part will be hard for Nevaeh to swallow. So that,
if you get a good table.
No, but I'm saying the character part.
Oh, just
okay.
Like throughout the parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I think we have some photos.
And we have the guy accosting them. I didn't video that. My son actually videoed that one. So I have to see if I can get it from him.
In Epcot, who was behind a little fence, and you would stand up near the fence and,
Yeah, I streamed that one.
and take a picture. There were the stepsisters, Cinderella stepsisters, where the
They were near
princesses
yeah.
usually are.
Yeah. Princess Fairy Tale Hall or whatever that's called.
And
They were outside.
they were interacting, very interactive with people. But yes, you're from a distance. Our granddaughters have never been there before, so I think that was it was good for them because there's no normal for them. Jack, we explained to him how things were. He knew it was going to be different. I know the things that he missed were Beauty and the Beast show at Hollywood Studios, the Little Mermaid show, the shows with the live actors. They still had the Frozen sing-along, but there's not that many actors and actresses on that stage, so they could distance.
Yeah, lunches. Yeah.
It
was expensive. It was an expensive lunch.
And our granddaughter, who's 3.
Yeah, no expectations for them, so it wasn't a big deal.
For lunch, she's literally, they will not let you share. She literally, I think they should have said she does have some medical issues there with her eyes, but,
But she eats less than a bird, less than a newly born hatched bird.
Yes. So.
But then, Callum's asking about.
Did you feel like you got enough bang for your buck? Okay. So as far as meals,
well, at Be Our Guest, I mean, the food wasn't bad. We got to see the Beast at least 8 times because we were there so long. But I mean, it was pricey. It was pricey for what you get there, I think. But it was fun. We had fun with that one, with the Beast again, because we had a great seat. I mean, we got a great seat. I don't know.
There were Hollywood Studios. Loved Mickey's Runaway Railroad.
Oh my goodness, that was our first time riding that. And as much as we loved, the great movie ride.
Yes, and it was
they made her order.
Fixed price for
it's like $30. I think it was $37 for the kids and $62, I think, for adults, something like that.
Yeah. We are going at the end of September, early October, so hopefully maybe some things will change with the vaccine and the characters will be out more.
That would be nice.
The trip as a whole.
As a whole.
So I would, if we had a perfect life, I would be getting in the car and driving across the country, or visiting the Grand Canyon, or doing other things. But did you get the raspberry?
Yes,
I hate raspberry. But it was everything on my gluten-free thing.
But it was very mild. It was a very mild flavor.
I didn't eat it.
Okay, it was a very mild raspberry flavor.
Okay.
Anyway, so getting back to Callum.
So Jack has asked daily to go. 2.5 years, sometimes more than once a day. And it is his happy place. And it is something, we don't do a lot of therapies with him. And this is therapy for him. So, yes, I think it was worth it for him.
Just even from that one aspect
alone.
Yeah. For us.
The sun in Florida, we need sun. We live in Northeast Ohio that gets less sun than Seattle. Why'd you do that?
2 hours. 2 hours, way too long for lunch.
Yeah. And so from the sun aspect, it was beautiful.
Oh yeah. It was a little chilly. But it's January, February, so you get that in Florida, even in Florida.
Okay. So Jack, do you want to come here? There's a couple questions for you.
But Callum, I guess the answer is overall for us anyway. I think overall we got got our bang. We got the bang for our buck for what we needed.
Now just
Okay.
add some vinegar.
They want to know, come here. They want to know what you think of going to Disney. Were you happy you went?
Yes.
What did you miss the most?
The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast in Hollywood Studios and The Lion King and Finding Nemo in Animal Kingdom.
But The
And-
Lion King is coming back this summer sometime. It's going to be a reduced show. They're probably going to be spacing out more. Less cast members may be involved, but and I'm assuming they're not going to have the audience participation thing where, like a few years back, I got to do the
Okay, so did
warthog.
it make you happy to go?
And Jack got to
Happy
march
to go
around
where?
with the
to
cast
Disney?
members.
Yes.
And what was your favorite part?
Magic Kingdom.
And what was your favorite new ride?
At what?
Anywhere.
Really, there's probably only one.
Oh, he rode two.
Two new rides. Okay, so what were the two? There's the
Millennium Falcon.
the Millennium Falcon
And
the Mickey's Runaway Railway. Going off the rails.
Yes.
Which one did you like the most out of those two? Mickey's Runaway Railway or Millennium Falcon?
Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Railway,
That's
yes.
tough to say.
And it's a really good ride.
Yeah.
Really good.
I did not go into it thinking I would like it that much, and I really did.
You rode it twice, huh?
Yes, I did.
Yes. So
And
yes.
that's Smiles.
Yes. And so yes, it was worth it. And there were aspects of the trip because we went with our older son and granddaughters and his wife and our daughters, and Jack had to learn that we didn't do everything immediately that he wanted to do. He had to let the little kids do some of the stuff first. And so that was good for him. That was a good lesson for him to learn, that the little girls sometimes needed to do stuff, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. I just missed 6 minutes because of a phone call. I'm watching everything and keeping updated on everything. Few weeks. There's a group of 8 of us going, plus I have other clients going after too, so I'll be sleeping Disney over the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Keith, if you have other questions that we're not covering tonight, obviously we're not going to be able to talk about every single thing we did on this trip. But if you have questions, let us know. If you want to post something in the group.
So here's, do you
always willing to.
Do you already have your reservations for Mills? Because getting 8.
Oh yeah, eight was a little tough. 8 was a little tough because a lot of the places only have maybe 2 or 3 tables that can accommodate a group of 8. So that was a little bit of an issue.
And they can't just easily things like we were at Primetime Cafe. We had a table for 4, and our son had a table for 4, and they literally could have chair on the end
in the old days
of our table
in the old days
because we had a table for 6. Well, but it was a bench, and so the 2 little girls could have sat.
Am I gonna have to talk to your hand again?
We would have had the room for 8 at that table, and they said that because of the health department and regulations about how many people they have in each room and how many people at each table, they are not allowed.
Yeah.
So they are, Disney is restricted a whole lot more than they used to be.
Yeah.
So some of that where they would have been accommodating, they could not be accommodating, and we understand that.
Yeah, he has Ogas and Tokos for this whole part. And here's the thing again too. We started planning this literally 1.5 to 2 weeks before our trip. So Yeah, we were limited on our options.
But we did. We had
But waiting till the last minute though, sometimes like day or two before. A lot of times people cancel their reservations, so you want to keep checking back. If you didn't get what you want, check back a day or two before. You might be able to swap and get a new reservation.
no, that is not their
No,
fault.
not
And
at
we were really, we would ask, okay, can you get us all together? They got us in the same room and we were right next to their table.
Yeah.
They worked hard. I do have to say, Magic Kingdom at the dinners, in the castle.
Oh yeah,
the castle, they got us together.
we did the
The
Cinderella Castle, and they
And
got
that's
all 8 of us
disappointing.
at one table, even though our reservations, best we could get on our reservations through the app was 4 at, I think, 4 of us at one table at like 2:10, and I think the other group was at 2:25. And we just got there and we said, this is
Can
what
you
we'd
get
like
us
to
together?
do. Can you get us? And they did.
Well, they
together.
told us that they didn't, that they couldn't.
Yeah.
But they would try to get us next to each other. And then when they called us and they took us up, they had a table for us.
Yeah.
So that was
nice.
that was very nice. The disappointing thing with eating at the castle is, only Cinderella came out. She did the same thing where she stood and she waved.
Oh, she has a nice wave. I mean, she was doing this whole
But,
wave and her whole arm and stuff, and she did. You gotta admit it. Watch the video on our group.
Just
Watch the video.
humor him.
She
Got
looks.
legs.
She's out there. She sees that I've got my camera. I'm watching, and she looked right at me.
It wasn't your granddaughter.
No, it
Just
wasn't. It
look
wasn't
at
my
that.
granddaughter. She looked right. Eye contact.
Legs.
Right at me. She
My legs have
waved
shout.
and she blew me a kiss. That's all I'm gonna say.
She blew your kiss.
She did.
So
There's a lot of people posting on that, and they agree.
Got legs.
I'm sure they did.
They are agreeing that she was definitely super close to me.
Just look at that.
Look, Maria, he's even saying right there.
Yes,
Look, see?
I saw that.
Legs.
Yeah.
My legs have shout.
She agrees.
So, I love seeing your videos and pictures. Believe me, everything was helpful. I saw that video. Okay,
So you got to agree too, Keith, right? Yeah.
So it was. I look at,
I still got it.
we've been there how many times?
A lot.
And
to Disney, yes. My phone.
I mean, to go with
Are you sitting
with our
Oh,
granddaughters,
okay. He's sitting
and
on my
to
phone.
that was such a blessing to be able to go and share that experience the first time,
Yeah.
and to take Jack. And I love Disney. There was a lot of things that made me sad. And I went in there
And give you
knowing
back
that it
your
would make me
voice.
sad. I felt like I feel, there's cast members that we know. Well, we're there. That they're gone. And that makes me sad.
Yeah, a lot of retirements,
Yeah.
a lot of.
And give you back your voice.
think
Didn't
we're
you
doing-
see the kid behind you?
Yeah, I think
The Little
Callum's
Mermaid.
trying to say, no, I was sitting at the
Yes,
back
he
end of the
was.
table. So I was like the farthest point out there.
Hey, Dad.
So right at me.
just Hollywood Studios, I would say. I am going to
give you
anchor
back your voice, mean?
the Millennium Falcon. I think is a
Oh.
cheesy ride. Yeah, Star Wars Land is pretty looking. Okay,
It's
great.
very
But without the stormtroopers walking around, it loses something.
yeah. I mean, the stormtroopers had to stay up on the ledges, and they couldn't march through the area like they would be doing if and the Jawas. There are no Jawas around.
And-
Like you used to be able to trade with the Jawas at the what was that called? The launch bay.
Yeah, that was closed.
That was closed, obviously.
And we did not get
We did not get Rise of the Resistance, which was very disappointing, especially after the fact, because my phone, something happened as I was trying to refresh to get it that morning at 7 a.m. First off, my button was grayed out. It wouldn't even let me do it. So I missed my opportunity. My son in the other room, he was trying to do it. He didn't get in. Now, I have read there are people that say, and this is the disappointing part, when you see people posting and saying, I've been there 10 times and I got on all 10 times, it's like, okay, that's nice. That's
And
nice.
you would think,
But, you get somebody who drives all the way from Ohio. I get it, but, and you try to get on at the 7 o'clock,
I
or 1
agree,
o'clock.
Steve. I agree.
What's his name? Miss Patty, it seems like Cinderella.
He's his other wife, so she looked right at him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Me and Cindy Relly. Cinderella.
Okay.
So yeah, we were disappointed. We didn't get to do that. Rise of the Resistance. You actually had considered our Friday, which was going to be our last day. You had said, why don't you change your park reservation for Hollywood Studios on Friday and see if you can get in? Well, that would mean that, and possibly then also add on a park hopper for that day. I mean, I wanted to go on it pretty badly, but I wasn't willing to have my family all go to Magic Kingdom the last day we were there, me go to Hollywood Studios on the off chance that maybe I could get in at the 7 or 1 o'clock spot. And then if I didn't get the 1 o'clock spot, then park hopping back over to Magic. It wasn't worth the hassle. So we'll wait till next time.
Yeah.
I did find there are definitely some tricks and secrets that I'll try and use the next time, which will help improve our odds, I guess. But no way last day is, always Magic Kingdom. I know you got to do Magic Kingdom this day. So, but there are some tricks where you're supposed to use an atomic clock app on one phone and have another person on their phone or iPad get in 15 minutes early, start refreshing about 6:58 or 6:59, and try and hit it right at 6:59 and 58 seconds on the atomic clock. Yeah, okay, well, give it a try. Some people said it works. Some people said it always works. Some people said didn't work for them.
Okay, so here's the thing. By 7 o'clock and 15 seconds, there was no.
The Han Solo outfit for go for it, Keith. You'll fit right in. There were Jedi and all kind of other people dressed up there with the robes and everything. Yeah, you
okay.
Go
So now, we had mentioned about the mobile ordering in Star Wars Land. You have to use the mobile ordering. In the other areas, they tell you have to use mobile ordering. You do not. You can, if you walk up and say, I'm paying cash, they will have a register open for you. Even if they tell you have to do the mobile ordering, you can get away with not doing it.
Yeah. That is a little trick. I mean, it wasn't a trick, but it was a necessity because we learned this by accident.
Yeah.
We were at Hollywood Studios. You guys were basically all going to get, well, I don't know what you get. What did you get to eat? You got a salad or something, right?
No, I got a pizza. I got the gluten-free.
Oh, you got the gluten-free pizza. So we went to Pizza Rizzo's. Everybody was getting something there. Unfortunately, Jack doesn't eat pizza. And so what we usually did is went over to, what was that place called? It's another quick serve. Backlot something. No, I don't think it's back. But anyway, you can look it up if you want. But it's you go past Star Tours, you keep going off to the right, but before you hit Indiana Jones, there's that restaurant there, quick serve. And so what we would normally do is, we would get something at Pizza Rizzo's. I'd run over there, get something for Jack, and bring it back, and we'd all eat together at Pizza Rizzo's. That's what we usually do. On this particular thing, though, the app was giving us immediate access to Pizza Rizzo's. The other place, it was saying it would be like 20 more minutes. So like by the time we get his food, everybody else would be done eating. It just wasn't going to work.
Backlot Express.
There you see you. So what I did is I just went over there and I asked one of the cast members, I said, here's the deal. I've got a son here. This is what he needs to eat. And he's like, no problem. just said, let me walk you in. He said, I got to make sure you're distanced from everybody else in line. But he said, walk me into the place, put me on line number 7 or whatever it was. Said, stand at this line until the next group moves up. I said, okay. Next group moved up, got their, ordered their food. And I think line 7 in this particular case were walk-ins.
Yeah.
And they let me order it. And I ordered it, got in and out right away, brought it back to Pizza Rizzo's. Everything was fine.
The other area, the Aloha aisle,
Yeah.
So David and I ordered at the same time, and he got his. They were done eating theirs, and ours still wasn't ready. And and Bakersfield, same thing. There are so many people ordering that you could literally order on your phone at the same time, and your other people in your party are done eating. And I was sitting next to a couple waiting to be called, and that whole area, Bakersfield, there was no social distancing. It was a complete mess. Their lines going in and out were a mess. The table situation, everything over there was a mess. And this woman I was sitting next to was saying, they had 2 separate orders, same situation. And some of their family was already eating, and the rest of the family's waiting for their order. And it was 10, 15 minutes. Things like that. Like, I guess if you're okay PayPaling money or Venmoing money to each other, I guess it might work. But what are you looking at?
Nothing. I was just going to see.
So some of that mobile ordering.
So
And with an allergy.
Yeah, allergy. That made it tough
bothers
too.
me.
But bottom line is,
What are you looking at?
I was just going to.
Do what? What is he doing?
I was just going to see if she's probably not. But I haven't even gotten all my pictures and videos loaded off of the devices onto an organized drive on our. So I'll probably pull a sampling of some pictures and stuff. Maybe for next week we'll do a little slideshow or something.
The blue milk and the green milk, we did get that.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we did do that. I wasn't really thrilled with either, to be honest.
I like the blue.
The blue was better. The green was just like.
He's picky. The green was okay.
It was bad. It was bad.
It's
It's like drinking yak milk. Hairs in it.
How do you know? When's the last time you had yak milk? He makes these things up.
Okay, it wasn't as bad as yak milk with hairs in it, but it was bitter. It had a bitter flavor to it.
How would you rate the times of the transportation? So Keith, I don't know if you saw the beginning. We had a thing about the.
You'll have to go back and watch our talking about the Skyliner.
So transportation isn't running when you might need it.
Don't get an early breakfast at a different resort than where you're staying, because you might not be able to get transportation to said resort before your breakfast time.
Unless you call a taxi.
Yeah, that's what our nice Disney cast member told my wife. Call a taxi.
Yeah, that's when my head exploded.
Her head did. It actually blew up. There was steam pouring out of her ears. Yeah, she was not happy about that. But I'll give you this. That cast member, here's what I noticed. Okay, we're talking about cast members, and again, like I said, they're human. They are going through all the same.
And I'm usually pretty cool with cast members,
they're going through
even
the
if they're not pleasant.
Garbage that we're going through. So I mean, but I know you expect them to be superhuman and magical all the time, but let's be honest, they're going through a lot of crap too.
So Keith, where are you staying?
But here's the thing, okay? Remember that cast member told you that, about, take a cab or call a cab or a taxi.
See, she can't believe that about me. I am pretty cool most of the time.
Usually. Except when I'm around. But that's another thing. No. But
he hit me again.
No, I'm doing this.
You hit me.
I went like this. We talked to another cast member later in the day who was a more experienced cast member. And that topic came up. And the first thing out of her mouth was something on the lines of, well, that's not a proper response. She knew right off bat, she said, that's not a proper response. I mean, that's not, and we heard a number of times, I don't know, which we almost never hear at Disney. And that's one of the things they've been trained never to do. You don't say, I don't know. What you say is, let's find out.
Or let me, I'll find out for you.
I'm not 100% sure, but let me check on that. But we were hearing a lot of I don't knows
at Magic Kingdom.
And well, no, here was the thing though too, is what we had heard from a number of cast members is, like it'd be our guest, for example, the server actually had come from I think Artist Point over. Yeah, I think that he had come from Artist Point. So when we like to, try and have a little banter with the cast members, and we like to talk to them, or we'll ask them a stupid question about, like we were asking. Okay,
you're giving too much detail again.
Oh, that's fun. So, like, why did the beast? If the beast is still the beast, why is this artifact in the castle? Because that was an artifact that was from after he turned human again. So why is that there, but he's the beast? The timing didn't make sense. So we'd like to ask stupid questions like that. And the guy was just looking at us like, I really don't know. I've never thought about that. And he said, but I'm new here. I usually work over it. And he told us, Artist Point, he said, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, that, the theming over there, he said, I could tell you all about it, but he said, I really don't know a lot about the beast. I guess I'm going to have to learn about it. I'm surprised that and I get it, because, they're trying to bring people back. They're trying to get them working again. And in some cases, they may be bringing them into a place that they're not familiar with. And so, yeah, you're going to probably hear a little bit more of I don't knows and things like that. But at least they're getting them they're working. So that's a good thing. Disney's getting them to work. At Caribbean Beach.
And he's excited about the Skyliner. So you missed a conversation about the Skyliner. And the Skyliner, the buses, we were going from Art of Animation to Yacht Club. We were going to be taking the Skyliner over to right outside Epcot, walking over to Yacht Club for breakfast, and then walking into Epcot. Landed that way on our Epcot day. There was no Skyliner running for breakfast.
Yeah, I think
there was no buses running.
Our breakfast started was at 8, and I think the Skyliner started running at 8 or 8:30 or something like that.
So, the Skyliner, and when we talked about this, when we were leaving Epcot, the Skyliner to take it back to our hotel, people were waiting 2 hours.
Yeah. We right at park closing.
Yes.
Now, like I said, back at Magic Kingdom, leaving at park closing, we had no problems getting on a monorail. I mean, we were just boom, walked up the ramp, got right on the monorail. Like maybe 1 or 2.
Jackson very seriously asked Gaston why he had girl hair. Jackson was for.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we like to ask.
So the Skyliner.
Yeah. So
okay.
Here's my advice, Keith, as far as the Skyliner goes. If you're in a real hurry to get from point A to point B, maybe not the best choice. And even a number of cast members I overheard telling people, if you're in a hurry to get from here to there, not the best choice. Because what you do is you have to take, like in our case, Art of Animation, and you would be probably the same thing too, because you're coming from Caribbean Beach. It basically goes to like a central hub, and then from the central hub you have to get off your Skyliner, get out of that gondola or whatever. Then you got to get out, go down, around, back into a line to get onto another Skyliner that then shoots you out to where you're going. So in our case, we did take it to Hollywood Studios, and I will say we actually got there fairly quickly. But it was a little weird because we got off the Skyliner and then we had to walk to the end of the line. And as we're walking to the end of the line, now we're already there. We should have been able to get in the line quickly, but the line kept growing as we're trying to get to the end of the line because buses were dropping
Yeah, but the
people
hub was
off.
that's where we got off.
What's that? We're looking at the map right now.
Wait, no. Yeah, where do we
Yeah,
go?
we went from Art of Animation.
To the Caribbean.
Okay, so yeah, you would be getting on the Caribbean Beach one. So you're actually going to be at that central hub
And
location.
we went to Hollywood Studios. So you won't have a problem with that.
Not as much as probably we did.
To go to Epcot,
well, you'd have to
get off.
Disney. You'd have to get off at the Riviera and then probably get back online to go into Epcot.
And that's it. Getting off, and you have to get off. Getting off, and then getting in line to get back on.
Yeah.
Now, if you take it in the middle of the day,
yeah,
it's not going to be bad.
Yeah, if you want to just take a leisurely run on it, or if you give yourself plenty of time, as long as it's running early enough where you're trying to go, give yourself at least a half hour to 40 minutes maybe to get to where you want to go.
So Kelly says, I'm having a really hard time dealing with the two Marcus. I will pray for you. This is too much for me too, for multiple reasons. I try to see the positive vibe from your mom as a example because this whole pandemic makes me want to cry. She said, hello, Jack. I'm glad you had fun. Thank you, Melissa and her family. I'm happy you had a good time being at a happy place with the family. I've heard a bad idea. Put in January and February.
Yeah. And we think of you a lot, Kelly. Keep your prayers as well. Yeah. From Caribbean. Yeah.
Well, I would say walk to.
Not from Caribbean. You can't walk there from Caribbean.
Well, you could walk anywhere.
Yeah, technically.
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, you could from any of the boardwalk resorts. You could walk over to Epcot, or you could walk to Hollywood Studios. In fact, that's what those.
Okay, so
you could do that.
T9. The problem was, she says I would have gotten off at Hollywood Studios and walked to the beach club. So we were
technically you could do that, but we were actually not even going. Yeah.
No, we could not get off.
It wasn't running early enough for us even to do that because it would have started at around 8 o'clock. So we would have been just getting boarded maybe 8 or 8:10 or 8:15, depending on how long it would take to get in line. And our reservation was at 8 o'clock. So we couldn't physically get there by 8.
So Keith.
Yeah, the lift
out. So with 8 of us,
that'd have been a little tough.
You
could get like a van type thing, but
and we had our vehicles.
Yeah, we had our vehicles, so we just drove, and that worked out because, like she said, what ended up happening in the long run is we got to Epcot, we parked at the yacht club. We had breakfast. I confirmed with somebody at the front desk, and they said, yes, you can leave your vehicle, basically because the crowd levels are down. But we've been there other times where, you and I understand they don't want people parking there that shouldn't be parking there. Well, I mean, we were resort guests at Art of Animation. We were paying for parking at a resort. So they said, yeah, that's not a problem. Go ahead. I understand they don't want locals just driving in and parking, getting breakfast at Yacht Club and then leaving their car there all day and not having to pay for it. I get that. So, but in our case, it was a good thing that we didn't take the Skyliner that day because when we were leaving Epcot at, was it 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever time they were closed that night, we ate at Chefs de France, leaving the park, and there was a line winding all over the place to get on the Skyliner to get back to Art of Animation. And we bypassed all that because we just walked back to the beach. We were Yacht Club, went to the parking lot, got in the car, drove back, and we're there in like 10 minutes.
You know what? We walked back and didn't go to the parking lot. Right to
I went to the parking lot, got the car, and pulled it up to the to that little spot there, so you didn't have to walk as far.
Okay.
Because Keith, what happened though is that same night, it was a Wednesday night, and that was the night Lou Mangello was doing a special live stream show from Art of Animation.
He is just so tickled.
I just thought it was funny because I didn't find out till after the fact. He's doing the live stream from there, all these advantages of Art of Animation, which I would have loved to have actually been there, so we could have maybe been, on a show or something. But we were at Epcot. he decided during his live stream to take the Skyliner over to Epcot, got off at Epcot, and then he got stuck in that 1 to 2 hour long line during his live stream. And I think he had to cut his show short at
Doing
that point.
challenges, I know I can run from Hollywood Studios to Epcot in 15 minutes while everyone else is trying to get to their vehicles. Now, I want to talk about why I didn't walk to the parking lot.
Hi, Stan.
Hi, Stan.
Okay. It's a long show today.
You do not even have to run. It's not that far of a walk, and depending on how long the lines you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can get there faster. Okay, wait. Stop. I'm talking. Stan, you are late. Okay, so here's the deal.
My wife has spoken. Go ahead. You've spoken. Go ahead.
My eyes are going to roll into the back of my head. Okay, so here's the deal. Stan says, I was busy recording our special announcement show. Oh, special announcement. Good night, all. Gotta go. Please stay safe. Same to you, Annette. Thank you for joining us. So here's
special
the
announcement.
I don't know. Stan's pregnant. That's what I always had a special announcement.
I don't know if the special announcement is for the Stan. Is it the solo show or if it's for Grand Circle Tour? Okay. So we'll have to prod him about that. I hope he's not pregnant. Okay. So.
Okay, so
is it a boy or a girl?
Poor Stan. Night Annette. Stan says night Annette. Stan is ignoring the pregnant comment. He doesn't want to confirm or deny it.
Okay, so go on.
So I do have rheumatoid arthritis. When I avoid sugar, I'm a little better. But for Grand Circle Tour. Now he's saying for Grand Circle Tour. Okay. So my doctor has said anytime I want, I can ask for a.
You can private message me if you want about what's this announcement.
Okay, so anytime Mary has to get dinner. So
I know we're this is a long show. It's one of our longest shows.
So Patty did walk because anytime my doctor said anytime I want a handicap sticker, I can get a handicap sticker. I have avoided getting a handicap sticker. When I don't eat sugar, I'm a little better. Obviously, I'm in Disney. I eat sugar. Then there's several nights that it was exceedingly cold, and the cold weather affects me. So
that's good.
You have no idea how helpful this is. My wheels are turning. Okay, so because of that, so we did Magic Kingdom.
I wasn't avoiding him. I wish I knew he was doing it. I earlier in the show I talked about, but yeah, if I had known he was in that one of those long lines, I would have started. If I knew he was in one of those lines, and the lines were tremendously long, I would have never even seen him if I was looking for him. But I wish I knew, because then I would have just started yelling, "Lou, where you at, Lou? We could give you a ride to Art of Animation," and he could have been back in 10 minutes.
So
instead of sitting in line for an hour or two.
So we got there. We went to Magic Kingdom on Sunday. On Monday, we went to Hollywood Studios. After those 2 days, I was physically at my, like I hit a wall. My hip was out, and which affected my knee and my entire leg. And so I was exhausted. My joints hurt, my hands hurt. We've seen Lou before. I've seen Lou.
Yeah, at Contemporary.
Yeah. You wouldn't have seen him anyway. He's not much taller than I am. T9. So by the time.
I think he's maybe up to here, I think.
By the time we were doing Epcot.
And I'm a short guy.
That's why it's important to take a midday break. Well, when you go with Jeff, you get no breaks.
Oh,
he wants to wake up early in the morning.
You had breaks. Sat with the grandkids sometimes. Well, we did some more rides. I carried
grandkids. You sat with the grandkid. I sat with the grandkid. I carried the grandkid. on my head.
You did take some breaks, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, we didn't go back to the room, and I didn't lay down. And
You know what, that Stan, that
you
sort
know,
of no. I mean, it's interesting though because the park hours are somewhat limited right now.
yeah.
It's almost you almost can't just go. I mean, you could take a break, but it's not
Yeah.
like you could go back to your room and go back to the park as easily as you might have been able to before.
So we did. We were up at, to get to breakfast at 8 a.m. Our Epcot day. And we walked from the yacht club into Epcot and then walking around all day. And
Epcot's a lot of
then walking from Epcot back to the yacht club. I said, go to the car, and I'm sitting here. He picked me up.
I picked her up. Not physically. I picked her up.
Yes.
In our
So that's
minivan.
why
We have a minivan.
And I really, literally thought, there are times the bones in my feet hurt so bad.
I was feeling it too on this trip. I mean, I'm not as young as I used to be either, but yeah, I was feeling it some during this trip.
And really, it would get so cold at times that, yeah, it was harder. The reduced park hours. So Epcot's open from 11 to 8. That's not even enough time to get Epcot done.
No, we could not do all of Epcot in one day.
Even though there weren't lines that we have, like for the Frozen, we did the disability access. There was absolutely no wait for the next.
Plus, we got there. I mean, we got there at park opening.
Caballeros.
Oh,
the three cutout Caballeros.
the plywood cutout Caballeros. Yes, that was interesting. I saw that before we got to the park, so I knew it was that.
We breezed through
That
Figment.
We actually, the Frozen ride, we got to go
Living
on it.
with the Land.
We did that first, and we got right on it.
I mean, it's Soarin'.
In the morning.
Soarin' had what? Maybe
10-minute, maybe 15-minute wait.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So we got through a lot, but the reduced park hours, yeah, that was tough. Yeah. The 11 to 8 is just not enough time. I never got on Spaceship Earth. They all did, but same here, along with the whole border being closed and all.
That makes things a little tougher for Stan to get over here.
Yeah.
The United States doesn't want him in. We don't want him.
No, it's Canada won't let him leave. Canada is holding him hostage.
Stan!
I need much more time than that just to avoid getting drunk.
Stan, you need to break out of the country. You need to break out of Canada.
I don't drink, so that wasn't a problem for me. But as the weeks go on, I'm sure the park hours will be increasing. I am sure they will too, because
as it gets more daylight.
Well, in addition to that, but as it
next weekend for President's Day weekend, I know they're increasing their hours, but I already looked in advance to see what they're doing next week. But then after, I think the weekend after that, it's still up, and then the end of February it starts dropping back down. I think maybe even less than it was for our trip for some of the parks.
Animal Kingdom was no problem to see everything. Now, we did something new on this trip.
Got to break out of the province.
I can't drink that much in a short time. Okay, so we did something new at Animal Kingdom. We ate at the Nomad Lounge.
We'd never eaten there before.
And they have a gluten-free option. I had heard about it before. They have free. All of their food was good. Everything that we ate was very good.
Yeah, I had the ribs.
What you had. I ordered the ribs.
Well, you ordered. That's right. I didn't actually order anything.
You got a beer.
I got, which I don't normally do, but they had like weird beers there. I think I got some Jamaican beer or something. It was pretty good. Which I don't. I have like maybe 1 or 2 beers a year. That's about it.
And we're gonna count. We're gonna start counting because he has more.
So I said I'm not gonna order any food, but I picked some of hers.
So they didn't get to hear what I had.
Yeah, go ahead.
gluten-free churros, and oh my goodness, they were so good. I shouldn't say this because then everyone's going to want them, and everyone's going to go, and then we're not going to be able to go back and get the free churros. Excellent. They were excellent, and in fact, they only make churros. And my family ordered some after I ate them.
Yeah, we actually got a
We're not
second
gonna
order.
what, Mom?
The
We're not gonna-
gluten-free churros. Because of the pandemic,
We're not
Disney is
gonna
thinking
let that
about moving the California headquarters to Florida. I read it today.
Oh,
And
she was
I'm
saying, don't
wondering
tell
if they're
everybody about gluten-free
threatening
churros.
because they can't open in
Hey,
California.
Mom.
If that's their threat, you don't let us open, we're going to move our headquarters.
Hey, Mom, I don't want to ask about that again.
Ask about what?
What you said.
He's worried because
Oh,
you said
no,
something
it's
about
okay.
not doing something.
No, I didn't want to tell them about how good the gluten-free churros were. Did you eat a churro?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
it good? They were so good. So incredibly good.
Yes, they were.
So that was something new that we'd never eaten at the Nomad Lounge, and we enjoyed it.
Yep.
Good food. What's it? Oh, I had
It was
the
a little, and it was quick. I mean, it wasn't a big sit
Yeah.
down to do thing. So, you know, just like a nice little lounge.
Yeah.
It's good.
we'd never eaten at Tiffin's. I read that a few weeks ago. Yeah, about
don't
I
wanna
was
ask about
thinking
that.
about California headquarters, or
Or it could be about the gluten-free churros. We're not sure what Lucky 3 is responding to about there, but if you want to fill us in, Lucky 3, about
Hey, Mom.
what you,
What?
what you heard about
about that.
a few weeks ago. Have you tried the? it says-
Can you give me something? I'm hungry, Marcus.
Have you tried it? Oh yes, I have the gluten-free Oreos.
are
The
they in the
double
kitchen right now?
stuffed ones.
Are they in the kitchen?
Yes.
Yeah.
The double stuffed ones are better than
Hey, Mom.
the regular, but they are very good. And that contributed. Got the gluten-free Oreos, and that contributed.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, Oreo. Pay us. Well,
That's not how it goes.
I don't want to ask
Pitch
about
to
that
them.
again.
we're gonna pitch your gluten-free Oreos. Okay.
Okay,
Send us
Marcus.
some money.
Oh my goodness. Do you think he's ever worked sales a day in his life?
That was a freebie. But if you want
Headquarters.
us to do that again, send us $5,000 or free tickets to Disney, whichever is more.
Hey, Mom.
My goodness. Headquarters. Yes, I had read about the headquarters too.
Hey, Mom.
I don't care for Oreos. T9,
I'm not a big
Oreos are
Oreo
so
fan.
I don't want to ask about what you said again, Mom.
I heard they were good. They were
We won't let that.
Don't worry, we won't do
okay. So
We won't do what?
we
whatever it is
have-
that you're worried about.
I have half a bag of them on my desk at work. Stan, the gluten-free Oreos or Oreos, and do you have to be gluten-free? Or a case of Oreos?
And while we're talking about just eating cookies and stuff, it makes your mouth dry.
He just keeps playing with my brain.
We'll do one of these. Gaston.
What's wrong?
You said something that he's all worried about, and that
But you misheard me. I didn't say what you thought I said.
How are you feeling?
Happy.
What are you feeling like?
I'm feeling like
kill the beast.
You're
I'm feeling like
Kill the
playing with
beast.
my brain, and it's annoying. Okay.
Okay, so
the
Stan says, yeah, the gluten-free ones, they're sampled from the
not
sales
going to
rep.
Disney anymore.
So
makes
what
life
did you
hard for
think
me.
of the gluten-free ones?
Kill the beast.
You went to Disney, honey. You went to Disney. Okay. So for
I don't
some
know what you
reason,
think. So, nothing to worry.
I'm
Okay.
very sensitive.
That's
You know,
Marcus.
like I was ready.
Hey, Mom.
He was-
Hey, Marcus. I'm
Okay.
hungry.
Smart.
and he was poking me, and he keeps. Oh, what did you buy?
Tons of stuff.
Oh, so we did. Did you say
Hey,
we went
Marcus.
to the outlet?
I might have said it during a live
Okay,
stream or
so
something.
how
but
about next week we'll talk about the outlet?
I do have some video. Actually, I was going to try and put together and maybe do a little, probably a YouTube or some video about it.
I'm so nervous,
Show
Mom.
you some of the prices that are there. So
Why are you nervous?
might be something worth looking into if you've never gone to it before.
So we will talk about the outlet and what we got. We'll show you what we got. We got some great deals. Like some of the things were maybe
Third the price, third the normal price, maybe stuff like that. Half, a third of the price, half the
Okay.
price.
I
Yeah.
need one of those cups. So those they don't still sell them, do they?
I
Maybe.
think they do.
Look at Marcus.
But this cup is actually, we got two of these.
Marcus. We'll ask him
And
to help you.
we actually got
Okay.
these
Help me
cups
what?
before New Fantasyland
Okay.
officially
Okay,
opened.
Marcus doesn't know what to make me for dinner.
Yeah, dinner. Yeah, we're running late tonight.
I ate the other half. They are very good. Bit of an aftertaste. Everything has an aftertaste until you get used to it, and then it doesn't.
But yeah, Keith, we ended up getting these
Hey,
with.
Marcus, I'm hungry too. Can you fix me something to eat? Steve wants you to fix him something to eat.
We got these with a couple of LeFou crews, okay, and obviously at Gaston's Tavern and the New Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom. And we actually got into New Fantasyland before they officially opened. It was one of these cast member preview days. We happened to be there. It was a rainy day, so not a lot of people were in Magic Kingdom. Not a lot of, I think even cast members were going into New Fantasyland. And my lovely wife somehow is always able to convince people. They had it blocked off. The cast members were letting a few people in at a time, cast members. We walked up, and I think I asked earlier in the day, and they shot me down. I said, no, you guys can't. My wife went back maybe a few hours later, asked again, and they said yes, because you can't say no to this space, right? So that's how we got in. We got a couple of LeFou brews.
I know.
A couple of cups. We also had a couple of other cups, but we threw them out. We gave them away to Goodwill or something.
Douglas.
What, Mom?
Honey.
What else?
Everyone keeps touching my arms, and it's like.
Okay. Are we winding down?
Love the outlet. Usually go there on the DIY, which we will have to start doing.
There on the day we were.
Start
Yeah.
doing
So that way then.
Going to the outlet store. Remember when we went to the store?
Yeah, I don't know if that's better or worse, because if you go the first day,
okay, so
you might not know all
it's
the
been
other
lovely.
stuff. Yeah,
Enjoy.
We're gonna have to wind it down, I think, here. But yeah, if you go the first day, I mean, you can load up, get a whole bunch of stuff. We went sort of like right in the middle.
I can't move.
Hop up, someone can get through there. But we also, I've got a lot more videos and stuff I'm going to be trying to put together. Been doing a lot of little snippets, like little short videos, which have been a lot of fun to do. So I'll probably do some more of those. So I got some more raw video I'm going to work with. Like I said, one of them, Stan, is a walkthrough of the store. The only thing they told me when I got there is I said, can I do a video of this place? They said, yeah, just don't film any of the cast members specifically. If they're in the background, fine, but they didn't want any cast members on camera. So I respected that, and I was gonna do a live stream from there originally, but then when they told me that, I figured, I don't want to take a chance on somebody walking into the camera view right as I'm doing a live stream. I don't have control over that as much. So I did the filming, and then I'm going to edit it and cut it into little pieces and put it together. Let's see. What did I miss here? Mark is going to Patty Mount Swiss on rye, please. Let's see. Miss Patty, is her arm better from enjoying cleaning the windows? Okay. What else do we have here? Anyway, thanks, Keith. Yeah, we enjoy doing this. This is we're going on almost 2 hours and 40 minutes now, but it's been fun. I mean, it's just like I said. I just wanted to try and do a little more relaxing. off the cuff, kind of just talking about our visit last week to Magic Kingdom and other parks. I did pick up a couple other tidbits now. Ratatouille, did talk to a cast member, a couple of them actually, but one specific cast member, she was a blue tag cast member, one of the legacy people. And yeah, she basically said, I wish I could tell you, I don't know. They could tell, she said they could tell me tomorrow to open the gates to Ratatouille, to the ride. And and just she doesn't know. She said I might get here tomorrow and they'll tell me to open it up. But she did give me a couple of little tidbits, and I got some pictures, and I will be posting them as well. A couple of little hidden gems there back in that area. Basically a nod to the movie. So yeah, I'll post those. But as far as when it's going to open, we hope to get a little more details on that. Unfortunately, nothing really. Just it's going to open in 2021. That's all she knew. So anyway, but I did get a couple of little tidbits that she sort of said, "Hey, check this out. Look at this. Look at this. These are a couple little hidden things here." So I got that. I got some pictures of that. So I'll post those on our Facebook here sometime in the next week. Ollie, oh yes, been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes, Ollie. But yeah, we're going to wind it down here. You can watch the replay though. I mean, we talked about all kinds of stuff, about our trip the last week. So yeah, you need to go. We all need to go. and like I said, this trip, because we had the grandkids on this trip, there were a lot of things that after the fact we're like, man, we didn't do this. We normally do that. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. So we were, before we left, we're already talking about, is there, even if we don't maybe go in the parks, is there some way that maybe we take like a 3-4 day, just head back down there and do some of the stuff we didn't get to do, some of the resort hopping we normally do. Holly. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it all comes down to whether we can do that. Oh, okay, Jeff. Okay, I was asking if Miss Patty's arm was better from injuring it when she was cleaning it. I gotcha. Okay, no, her one arm is still a little bit iffy at times, but she can still use it, just not as well as she used to. Yeah, she is late, very late, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. But your arm, Steve was asking about your arm, the one that you messed up with the window cleaning.
It doesn't hurt at all.
It doesn't hurt, she says. Oh, okay. So Holly was at downtown Disney. Okay.
When I turn it, this muscle,
Yeah,
because it's not attached correctly.
yeah, you can see it. It's like popped right here. I can actually see there's a bump there where her
It's never going to reattach.
your tendon
and right here,
popped loose.
it look at you see that where it goes in. So
It's sort of like Popeye, I guess there's weird shaped arms.
Thank you for asking, but what I notice is my strength is off.
Yeah.
So I go to open something and I can't open things that I used to be able to.
T9 is going at 229. I'm assuming that's the middle to end of September time frame, which we're hoping to go. And maybe we could do a group of people.
Jack. I changed our reservation.
What? What did you do?
So we're supposed to get there, I think,
5th or 6th, I think.
or 6th.
You pull it back a day so we get extra. Because toward the end of September, that 3-day, you get 2 days free deal was still going on. So I think if you go I think
But
a
I
day
changed the
earlier than
resort
what we
to
were.
no time. Wasn't exactly.
I can get on to my Disney experience and find out 2 seconds.
Yes, we have park reservations for
Yeah.
October 1st.
What?
My
The,
birthday's the 3rd, so I want to be. I don't want to be done.
Right. Just stay there forever. Stay at Disney forever. How do you have park reservations for October 1st? Because the day, and again, because it was only a $200 deposit, technically. I think it was the day that they announced
He
that
made
you
me
could
get on. He
start getting
forced
park
me.
reservations for that day. We
I
made
didn't want to.
we made the reservation. We made it just so we could do a quick $200 deposit and made our park reservations for the before,
Because
including
I don't
Magic
wanna
Kingdom
be
on the
there.
1st. She doesn't want to be there.
No,
She doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be there for the
No,
50th anniversary.
because I don't want to be with people.
Yeah, they do slow. It's kids slow you time.
So do husbands.
Oh my goodness.
What did Kelly say?
No, she was going on about how you can see the parks through kids' eyes, grandkids, all that stuff. Yeah, it's
Well, you have a granddaughter.
that's cool. That's
Well,
cool.
congratulations.
January 30th. Okay, little tidbit fact here. January 31st, 2021 would have been my mom's 100th birthday. So obviously she wasn't here for the 100th birthday, but that was her 100th birthday, and that was the day we were at Magic Kingdom just this past week, right? That was the day we were at Magic Kingdom, so that was pretty cool. It's a good day. It's a good day. How come you don't see T9 in the chat? She was earlier. Did she jump back in?
No, she's there. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah,
I'm going. You cannot be trusted. You go too slow.
No, there's another mouse right.
It was his fault.
Are we still live?
It was his fault.
Or are we memorized? We're fighting over. We got 2 mice, okay? 2 mice to run the stream.
Mary is going in September.
Yes, Mary is going in September.
And could it be fixed with surgery? I don't know. I'm tired.
Oh, what? Okay, so Stan's saying he can't see T9 in the chat. I think that's because if you're okay,
I can't tell.
we have this running live from our Facebook page and our Facebook group and
Hollywood.
and in YouTube. Now, if you're Stan, if you're like in the Facebook page, you see the chat other than the StreamYard stuff that we're putting up on the screen.
Okay.
You'll see the chat from one side of it. If you're on a Facebook group, you'll see the other people that are doing the chat. It's confusing, I know. I've seen some other live streams do this.
Stop it.
And it's confusing. It is a little confusing. So we may go back to just putting it through our page and then sharing it out to the group versus pumping it right into both. We could talk details later.
That's what I did. Changed it. I changed the dates. I changed resort.
But you didn't change October 1st, I hope, as far as the park reservation.
What if I did?
That would be a really bad thing to do.
Really bad.
Really bad.
It would be.
It would be.
No, of course. I tell him these things and he acts like. Is that your phone or mine?
That's mine.
He acts like.
Stan, check out my phone. We got this at D.
Okay.
D-Tech? D-Tech? Is that what it's
I
called?
was talking to Holly.
Okay, talk to Holly. I'm talking to Stan.
Okay, so.
I figured you'd like that one. Actually, a lot of people like it. Okay. Don't kick us out again.
So.
Don't kick us out of our.
I changed resorts and I changed the dates.
So do I need to look?
No.
Oh, I got some likes on that
She
one.
is on the other feed. Jeff how to fix that, please.
Well, it's not something I can
I
fix,
have new
unfortunately.
tickets. Okay, so you need the ticket to make park reservation. Close down and start over.
No, we're good. We're
So
back.
when and where inquiring minds want to know. When he will tell you. I can't even tell you what dates
I will look it up.
But I said, you know what? Okay, so all of my life,
To my Disney experience.
I have wanted to get to a hotel and be someone to take my bags for me.
I could
instead
actually
of carrying my bags.
Really? Really? That's different. I'm surprised you picked that one.
It was the most bang for our buck.
Really? Wow. How the heck did you do that?
I
Don't delete it.
how did I do that?
I'm surprised. I wouldn't have thought you would have picked that
Well,
particular
are you
resort.
going to tell them where I picked?
Apparently she changed. So we were Art of Animation, right? Which we had just done this last week, and we've done it several other times, and it's nice and everything. She picked. I'm trying to get it without
Just tell
glare.
them. You tell them.
It's too glary. Copper Creek Villas and Cabins at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. We've never actually stayed at. We've gone
You
and
can't do that with DVC, she says.
what's that?
I hope to do that.
What can't you do with
What's
DVC?
BLT?
Bay Lake Tower.
Oh.
That's the one at
We're
the
going
Contemporary.
late September or October, but don't have any park reservations. Tickets are just yes. I would live there if I could.
Yeah.
Stan,
My son during this last trip, what's does it on purpose. My son was sort of joking around, but he was trying to figure out if you live there permanently, he thinks he could swing it for about $300,000 a year.
I could get it, Magic. She couldn't. Tina couldn't get it.
So I made mine for Hollywood Studios, hoping this would be it.
That's a good plan.
That is a good plan.
I don't want to. I wish I could swap with because I don't want to.
Well, technically, we could do park hoppers, so we could jump maybe from Magic Kingdom over to maybe Epcot, because Epcot would also be celebrating.
Announcement will help us with getting tickets.
Big announcement. Hope you get tickets. Okay, well, we have our tickets already, don't we?
Because I'm invisible. No, you're not. Well, that's nice. Okay.
So I'm assuming they may have gotten a sponsor of some sort, possibly. Which we should try to do here. We should.
She was not due until February 12th. Someone did.
I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe that's when we cut out.
Oh, yeah, maybe. No, that's because we both were fighting over the mouse at the same time. So.
And Mary's swearing.
HE double toothpicks.
Please do that. Only share it to the.
But the thing,
it's only been 2 hours and 56 now.
The reason, Mary, why I started doing it where I was piping it both to the page and the group simultaneously instead of doing it to the page and sharing to the group was because there seemed like for a while there Facebook was not giving our page a lot of love at all.
Mary,
so
we have stayed.
So what I started doing is our group was getting a lot of traction, the page was not. So that's why I started sharing it to both at the same time.
So we have literally stayed in we have stayed in.
Have we stayed in them all? Every single one?
The only ones we haven't stayed at. We have not stayed in Old Key West.
I was going to say Old Key West is one that I know.
We have not stayed in Lodge. We have not stayed in. And we've stayed in the Contemporary, but not like in the Tower. But where else haven't we stayed? Boardwalk.
Boardwalk, we have not stayed.
Not in the beach.
Where we hang out? One time, I think.
on the beach.
We have not been to the new one, the Riviera.
We have.
Obviously, because we hadn't
We've
been there in
been
2.5 years.
We've been at Coronado Springs.
Coronado lots of times because I had a lot of trade shows we did. And that was always,
Yeah.
most of the time that's where the trade shows were. Sometimes they were at Swan and Dolphin.
We've been at
We've been
the
there.
Swan. Or was it the
I don't, it was one or the other.
But yes, we have stayed in values. I prefer to stay at the Lexus. I prefer.
It doesn't happen, but it,
Awesome. Super opening sub seat assets.
Yeah.
Okay, so good guess, Jeff. I hate to be the one to break it to you. I don't have so you want to.
Oh, you might like this one, Stan. Here, let me show you. Take it off for a split second, but I'm going to hold it.
Go to bed. I can do this again.
Orange,
in the airport.
Orange Bird.
I'm staying at Deluxe. Okay, Stan.
Orange Bird.
You know, the thing is,
so I just got this one on this trip and actually got it for free, believe it or not.
You know, we've been married 36 years. We've been traveling to Disney.
Free Magic Band, which isn't supposed to be free.
And it was part of my goal. And like when we stayed in the Contemporary, it was a trade show, and the room was under $200 for the night. Which, you know, had we not been going to the trade show, we never would have stayed in the Contemporary. Some of the places we stayed.
You do this real quick. Hold on a second. Let me beat that. This real quick. There. Okay. We're both trying to use each of our maces at the same time.
Okay. I bought into DVC, not having stayed on property. I'm booked at Old West for this month. Like I said, our stay at Saratoga Springs, we have a timeshare in Myrtle Beach. We banked our timeshare 1 year because we had a wedding, maybe one of the kids' weddings.
Might have even been 2 years we banked or something.
We very last minute planned a trip, like within 2-3 weeks. Ended up paying. You have to pay an exchange fee. Paid the $200 or $149, whatever it was, exchange fee, and our points that we get for our Myrtle Beach trip, we get like 30 points.
30-some points, whatever it was.
Old Key West or Saratoga Springs cost us 12 points and the exchange fee.
For the week.
For the week. It was because we did it very last minute and we lucked into it.
Somehow we ended up converting our 1 week at Myrtle Beach, the points for that, into 1 week at Saratoga Springs, I think a week at Williamsburg, and a week somewhere else. I can't remember where it was, but we converted 1 week somehow into magic points. It was like the fishes and the loaves just kept multiplying, and we ended up getting 3 weeks out of one.
And I stayed at the Towers for a challenge. Press.
Oh, the Bay Lake Towers.
Oh, okay. I think I've stayed in every building at Pop.
Okay.
And I like the Pop. The only problem is if you stay there during
cheerleading
and things like that.
Which didn't Disney lose?
Did you tell us what you bought?
No, we did not. We did not.
At the outlet?
Yeah.
That's next time.
We'll talk about that next week.
Is that next week? Yes. And wait.
But we bought a lot of stuff.
Magic band. Okay, did he tell you how we got the magic bands?
No. Here's what happened. Okay. We still go ahead, let's do it together. We still don't gotten our magic bands for this trip.
That we paid for.
Yeah, so Art of Animation, we called them ahead of time, and we're like, it's the Friday we're getting ready to leave. We're getting ready.
Said, maybe you'll get them in the mail tomorrow. And I said, we're
going to be
today.
gone tomorrow. So Saturday we wouldn't be there. So they said, well, but didn't they tell you already that they were going to try and reorder some even before that?
Yes, before that.
They were going to try and reorder them a few days in advance, and they said
they
should be at the resort. Okay, we got to the resort Saturday or No, Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. We got to the resort Sunday.
But you had called.
I called Saturday. I said, "Did you get them? Are they at the desk, front desk?" And they said, "No, they're still not here." Checked again on Sunday because we went straight to the park on Sunday. Didn't check in that morning. Called again. No, they're still not there. We got there late after the park closed. No, they're still not there. So they gave us at that point. They basically rounded up. I got a plain blue one. You got a plain
And we had
purple one.
Three of us had fun playing.
Yeah, we brought down some old magic
but
bands just so we could use them in the park on
But
Sunday.
we didn't know if they'd work because they're over.
They were from 2018, but they still worked. They still worked.
So I had ordered three. I got you a blue one, Marcus a red one. I got what I think.
And Jack got a special.
I got him a special one, and that was the first special one he's gotten. So basically, what they did is they gave us vouchers and get special.
Yeah, they gave me one of those, gold slips, and it said check mark for magic bands, and they said you can get custom ones. You don't have to just get plain ones. So we went later in the week. We went to that D-Tech again, which is where I got that, and we picked out magic bands, and 20 minutes later they had them all printed up. So I got Orange Bird. You got Beauty and the Beast one. We'll have to show you that one next.
I got Mickey Mouse.
You got a pink one, but you're some Mickey stuff on it. And Marcus, he got Figment and the Dream Finder. So that was good. That was a nice one. So we get back home a week later, and the magic bands still have not arrived. You tracked them.
The tracking says that they were in Pittsburgh yesterday.
Sitting in Pittsburgh. That's all we know. They're just sitting in Pittsburgh. But that's been 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks now, basically, since.
What do they cost at D-Tech? Are they 30?
I think they were 25. I think they were $24.95.
I have no. We pay.
Yeah, no, I'm
paid.
Pretty certain they were $24.95 for this Orange Bird.
Yes, he could. When you customize them in D-Tech, you can select your band and then select. Where are the other ones?
I can grab them.
Go ahead. You select.
I don't know where yours. Oh, wait, I got yours.
You select the design, and
then
you select the color band you. I really liked how mine turned out. Look. And the cases, how much were the cases? Were they the same price? The cases were 30. So, we have newer phones, and had no cases on them. I would get a case when I went to Disney. So, did get the cases, and I felt like the cases they had, like, maybe less of a selection, but the cases are sturdy. And the last case, the one that Marcus is carrying, that was my case, and it cracked, and they did replace it the next time we went. So they told us we could get any bands, even custom bands. So because we didn't get ours. So this is, I picked a pink band and
but if you were to get this at D-Tech, it's $24.95, I'm pretty sure. So that's the one you got.
So and
this is Jack's. The one side
is the castle.
Is the castle. You got a green one, which I think is a good color choice for this one. And the other side. See the rose. Got Beauty and the Beast there. Although obviously he's not the Beast anymore.
Oh, the otter boxes are $70 with pop socket. Wow.
Yeah, these are by OtterBox, but obviously they're not. They're not full OtterBox things. I mean, the front is pretty much just open.
Salmon. And Marcus got a figure.
Yeah, where's his at?
Still have it.
Hey, Marcus, do you have your magic band? grab it, please?
So, Nevaeh would love that. This one.
Yeah, I like it. I like my orange bird.
We liked it, and that was very nice. I
That was a
don't
nice-
think they were going to do anything, and I got a little. I might, yeah, I didn't blow up. My head didn't blow up.
No, you
but,
didn't.
yeah, she basically was telling us that when we get our magic bands, they'd be there when we got back home. And that's good. We don't have magic bands now.
Well, no, actually, she told me originally. She said, she said she couldn't even refund us the money for them. And I was like,
Which they told me on the phone they would.
what?
But I didn't
You
have that.
can't refund us the money for our magic bands that we bought? She said, no, you have to do that. It's through a third party. And it was weird.
And then she went and she talked to
I mean,
like her
probably a
manager.
manager or something.
And
And came
she
back
said,
and wrote up a
yeah,
slip and said,
we can get you
we'll give you
bands.
this.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so this one, it's probably going to be hard to see, but there you go. Since 1982, I believe. These are three here. Very well, because I'm an old man. You can read it because you're wearing your glasses, not your contacts. I can't see up close with my contacts on, but this is the close. Yeah, there we go. There's Figment and the Dream Finder. So, yeah, we were happy with the way things turned out.
Okay, so you say I'm surprised they didn't give you gray ones. So I mean, we paid like the one we had gotten for Jack was a Toy Story one, and so we paid. Magic bands are now $5. So we paid
Regular plain ones.
Yes, we paid $5 for the bars a piece, and then we paid out 10. This was 10, and didn't get them, and still don't have them. And Katie says you're on late tonight.
Very late night.
Nice to live. Love it, Marcus. Great choice. I wonder what they do with all the magic bands when national trips, like in a hurricane or something.
That's a good question.
I wonder if they could, because really they customize them back here. I wonder if there's some customization.
Oh, you mean what they etch on the backside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm betting that they probably just end up on the waste.
Well, no, because here's the thing: they could probably take that part off. Can you take the part? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple little screws. You pop that out. You put a new one in, so you can reuse the band, but just replace the centerpiece. Yeah. What is that? It's better to be an old man than the alternative.
You said you were.
Yeah.
Dan Solo. I was sending everyone a message asking, and then I was like, probably trash that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's my
it
guess.
is way past time to go. And Polly says today would, because I still haven't set off. I got just shocked, and then I think they have some more code that we're not part of. I take the puck out on my Apple Watch. Oh,
Cool.
that's
I didn't know it was the same size. That's neat. That's a good idea. I'm going to keep wearing this for a while, and I'll keep looking at it like this. Like somebody says, "What time is it?" It's Disney time. Always
our old magic
Disney
bands.
time.
I want to make a out of or something.
We've
An
got
Easter
plenty.
wreath.
I've seen some people do some things like that.
I'm gonna make an Easter wreath.
I think you should.
Yeah, I think you should.
You're more creative than that.
That's what she did for me too, Sandy. She's doing this for me. Nobody's doing this for me.
Doing what?
I don't know. I think that's what Mary said. She did. I haven't.
I have a Mickey shaped slides on my watch. Okay.
I'm looking for only at Walt Disney World. What are you looking for, Stan? I'm glad you all had a great trip. That's why I can't stand wearing both. I have a.
There you go. See, I
You
know I've seen
made
some
a
people do.
wreath out of magic
I
dance?
know I've seen some people do something on Facebook or
Well, I
something.
wanted to read.
Okay.
So what I thought is in strings.
Okay.
Stan,
I don't know.
she found the Mickey silverware. They are having a separate
Yeah,
side conversation.
we're just bothering
I
at this
know.
point. We'll just walk in the other room and
I
talk.
really wanted to read the Wednesday and after that. Oh, Kitty.
Oh, I was
I'm
wondering
sorry
what
to hear
happened.
that.
I was wondering, so I didn't hear anything. Oh, boy. I hope
Gotcha. Let me know and also remind.
I hope he's doing okay.
Okay, so here, why don't we just talk to each other while we talk?
Anyway, Katie, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes. Okay, so it's been real.
It has been.
I'm falling asleep. What?
Just saying, they're talking about shopping. So anyway, so we know that there's an announcement for
Oh,
a circle
right,
tour.
right.
Probably a sponsor, probably a DVC or some kind
Katie
of
says
thing.
he's doing better now.
Some
He's
such thing.
resting. That is nice to
Good.
hear.
But we
You've been
don't know
going
what
for
the
3
special
hours.
announcement is. Only knows it's a special.
I'll send you photos. One of them is the Orangeburg Magic Fan. The other is from Florida.
Oh, I got you. I got her a flower and garden with Figment a few years back.
That was cute.
That
I
was a
can't
nice
find
one.
it.
You got it.
Don't know
It's
what
got
I
to be
did.
around something.
Yeah, everything's around somewhere. I don't know where I do with things.
But
I
yeah,
can't.
Mary, it's been 3 hours, almost 3 hours and 10 minutes now.
Jeff, you.
What?
I don't know. She said Jeff, you
If
do.
I do.
I don't know.
What did I do?
I don't know what.
What did I do, Mary? What did I do? That's the bad thing. It's delayed like about 20, 30 seconds from the comments to what we're saying. And so sometimes, yeah, flower and garden, usually it's orange burst stuff. Oh, okay. But yeah, I just still don't know what I do. What did I do? But anyway, yeah, we need to get a sponsor. You know that? We need to get a sponsor. Oreo.
Coke.
Oreo.
Coke.
Oreo, Coke, Oreo. Pay for a show. Isn't that? I thought that's what you do. Isn't that how it works?
Maybe that's sponsored because they're saying that poor woman has to work with that man. It's nice to catch up with her. I just got off work about an hour ago.
Well, we're glad you got to catch up. Is Regina still out there?
I don't think she's still here.
Yeah, I think she dropped out. Maybe she's still out there.
Do that. You do that.
What? What do I do? Now I'm confused. Do you know what I do?
No.
I think they're messing with us.
No, they're messing with you. They know not to mess with me because they think I might cry because I'm married.
Oh, man.
You do, though.
Yes, sure. I do.
What does he do?
Oh, my goodness. Well,
He does.
yeah, yes, I do.
He probably does.
And although I'll give them a plug, even though I don't think I saw any of them on the show tonight, Monorail Tales. We're supposed to do a show tomorrow. We're taping.
Y'all, she loves y'all.
We're supposed to do a.
What would her father say?
uh,
I'll tell you what her father say. Kill himself up front. That's what her father say.
Are we doing
I can't
Sebastian?
believe he's still.
Yes,
does
we
that,
are.
But to each their own.
What's that? Can't he still does it?
Yes, we are, Dad.
I do. Anyway, so
That part from The Little Mermaid is funny.
we're supposed to record.
Stan, I have to tell you this.
We're supposed to. Let me finish this.
No,
We're supposed to
look at this.
record. We're supposed to
Holly's,
record. We're supposed to
Katie, and
record.
Stan posted at.
Oh wow, 11/11. You know what that means? Yeah, they posted it 11/11. You know what that means?
Yeah.
We're up really late. We're doing a show still. That's what that means. Anyway, we're recording a show. It's a.
Katie said hi, Jack. So there.
You got some more haze out there, Jack, Holly, and Katie. We're recording a newlywed, not so newlywed.
Do you think that we can?
I don't know. I think we know each other. It's a
Holly says
Disney-based
the younger
newlywed.
lover too much,
Ah,
and
But
I'm
I-
not. And I'm not. So
you know what? I think I'm going to make some pop today.
okay. Listen.
This week. I didn't really.
Oh,
They do. So I'm going to make some
Keep-
pop.
voice over guy Kenny. What's tomorrow? It's going for surgery.
Oh man, I've been there, done. It. So
Yeah.
if he wants to talk, seriously, Stan. I mean, I know if he has any questions, if you want him to message me or call me or something,
Oh, so
let him know. He'll be fine. But we'll definitely.
let's pray for Ken and Stan. So I'm so worried about him. Okay, so as someone who has that surgery journey, yeah, I know what it's like from this end.
I know it from the other end. So it's
Yes, I'd like you to avoid it again. I
would
really
too.
don't want to have to deal with it.
I'm sure you.
No.
Neither do I.
Never again.
But hey, I mean, we were back at Disney. I think 4 or 5 months out. 5 months, I think, after my Drew
And he
bypass.
doesn't use Facebook. Okay, so I don't care when we were back. I still hold my breath. Honestly, I still hold my breath when he does crazy things like go on the mission space route.
We didn't do mission space.
I know.
This time.
Thank goodness. I didn't hold my breath.
That's another one of those things we get to do on this trip. So
Can anyone go? Can anyone? So we have had a few friends. We have I have 2 friends. Spouses were in intensive care, and one was allowed to stay with her husband for limited periods of time. The other one
that's got
was
to make
not
things tough.
allowed. That
I could not imagine coming out of surgery and not having family, you, the kids.
well,
Be able to come and see.
another one. They finally, after 30 days, the nurses advocated for his wife to be there because up to that point she was never in with him, and they said we truly believe he recovered better.
Yeah, I would think.
And so yes, I think it's very. Stan says I'm not understanding. Go with Ken. Where Mary says to the hospital.
Okay.
Yes,
Which is sort of-
and it's. I think it's very dependent on where you're at. Different hospitals are different, and it does help with.
Yeah. Even
His,
emotionally.
his
it's
sister
nothing
lives
else.
in the city. Only recently they are allowing us to visit. Like my husband having emergency back surgery, I know it's different part, not being able to do that. And then we know humans need touch. I don't know. This whole thing is confusing to me.
Katie says that she was in Markland. So
That's good.
that's good.
And really, it is
Not
dependent
that
on
he had
where
to
you're
see it,
going.
but did you have to?
When we took my mom, that was what, last June, July, to the emergency room, and they could stay in there with her in the emergency room. But when
if she was going to get checked in and allowed to do something like
any surgery, though, is scary, and it is. I have a friend whose daughter had surgery on her leg, and because her daughter was over 18, she had to go in by herself. Is your mom still there, Pat? No, you mean here in my house? No, she was here in August, and again in
September. End of
No.
September?
No.
Was it October?
October.
End of October, beginning, something like that. Anyway, it's
No,
been a few months,
Yeah.
a couple months now since she's been at our house, like
Yeah.
staying with us.
so she is not.
But she might be coming back,
Maybe knows.
maybe sometime. Sure. We don't.
We don't know. Okay, so thank you.
We've been on all kind of topics tonight.
Heart
Some-
surgery and seizures.
Some
We're
Disney,
not,
some
We're
non-Disney.
not Disney.
No.
But things like that happen in Disney. Or to people who love Disney.
That's right. Well, remember one of my first questions, surgery. I asked the doctor, I'm not joking, I asked the doctor, will I be able to go on basically the thrill rides at Disney? I was worried I wasn't going to be able to go back on Expedition Everest or Ocean Space or any of the coasters. He's like, no,
Okay.
so after surgery, you good as new. Ride whatever.
I
And
was,
I did.
Kelly said I was not allowed to be in the hospital at all the whole time. Weeks he was in ICU after his open heart surgery, and the nurses were advocating for two, but the administration who were working from home would not allow it at this
She had
time.
the
I will
most
be,
beautiful voice.
but this time I will be. Thank God they made that call daily, and I will be allowed and praying that it stays the case. I don't know. My eyes are
It's late.
I skipped words.
It's late.
And that's, I don't, administration staying at home making calls, that makes no sense. No sense at all. None. But I am glad you'll be allowed. So.
Yeah. Well, with that,
falling asleep.
yes, I think we're gonna call it a night. It's only been
3 hours.
3 hours and 20
minutes.
minutes. Well, 25 technically. Start the show 5 minutes early.
Why didn't you start the show early?
Some people, helps build up some people that are
Did
getting
you
on the show rather than
Did you
them jumping
say,
on right as
did
the
you
show
say
starts.
we're doing this Newlywed show and got distracted?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So we're doing it.
Yeah. So we're doing a not
Let's
so
see.
newlywed game
Can
tomorrow
even
night.
know each other. We
So
don't.
we already were asked the questions, but we don't know the answers yet. So
Good night, Katie.
anyway, so
So yes, so let's see if we each other years ago. We did very well on a Norway show. The question we didn't get.
yeah, I remember.
Do you remember the questions we didn't get?
No. But
It was, they asked me and they asked you. And I think you got mine. Oh no, you missed it. I think. So they asked these good, this was a church thing. They asked who,
we hope it'll be
what
fun.
actress,
There could be some fisticuffs.
what actress would your husband want to marry? No, he doesn't want to marry an actress. You don't remember this? That you had the hots for?
I don't remember.
And all I could not come up with anyone. I can't remember who you said or who I said. And then they asked you the same question. What actor would your wife,
Yeah.
and what did you answer?
I don't. I mean, how many years ago was this? Is this 20 years ago, maybe? 30?
Maybe you did get it right. Oh, maybe you said Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I think I did.
You did say Harrison
think I
Ford,
did.
and it wasn't Harrison.
Huh.
Well, not that I would have the hots for anyone.
Yeah, listen to this. Yeah. There's the hots for some actor.
If they ask a question, you gave an answer. I can't remember who your answer was.
I can't remember either. That's how important it
It
was.
was Tom Selleck.
Oh, that's right. She always had the hot. See, now I need to color my mustache.
Yeah, you do.
If I colored this thing
I've
dark,
got to get going. My wife is already in bed. Be sure to tune into the Ground Circle Tour podcast live tomorrow. We have a fun show.
we will try. We will
They
try.
asked poor Steve which princess I would like to invite.
Which one? Which one?
Who asked?
Oh. So you guys are okay. I wonder if they're. I wonder if they got. If they're the other. Because I know we had at least 3 teams, maybe
That
4.
also sounds fun.
So, yeah.
I have so many famous girlfriends. At least in my head, my wife would have a hard time. This one. Really? I did. Is that good?
Yes.
Marcus. You have famous girlfriends in your head? Stan. No. Jeff is Cinderella.
I don't know. I thought I am Cinderella.
It was on Stan's show. Oh, so which?
Oh, okay. See, we were supposed to do this not so newlywed game like about a year or so ago. And I don't know what's taken it so long to get it together.
So
they finally are doing.
What did Steve say? What princess?
I think I remember listening to the show.
It's a miracle if I can listen to myself for a while.
Yeah.
So that
Tom Selleck. Next week
And he
you're gonna
missed
see
it.
my
He said
mustache
Harrison
colored real dark
Ford.
black.
he said Harrison Ford, and he should have known.
I know once Harrison Ford got his ear, you lost all respect for
Sleeping
him.
Beauty because I like to sleep. And what do you just why?
That's right.
Stan was the host for and that's Disney Saturday Night Show. It's for couples.
Yeah.
Mary
Actually,
and
we were.
Trojan
I think we were an alternate.
tied.
We
We got
almost got
perfect
on that,
scores.
and for some reason,
Steve said they got
we got
perfect scores.
passed over. But I know we were like an alternate couple.
Wow, Steve. I believe he said sleeping. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I think I remember that.
So we're doing a show, and years ago we each other. I'm just saying.
You think?
We used to talk. We used to go on dates. We used to be normal.
We used to be normal. Well, okay. So on the way home, talking about normal. I know we got one more quick story. So
I just like to sleep when other people are awake. It's not that I sleep much. I like sleep.
okay.
Too.
Speaking
It's
of normal, this is like the line from Jack. Jack, The Incredibles. Okay, so we're driving home,
I just want.
and there was this one
Go
of those.
home without the normal fish.
There was this small vehicle carrier type thing. Okay, it was like the ramp went up. It was like this very shallow, curved ramp, that you would put a couple of vehicles onto, and then the vehicle's driving in front of us. This.
Go to my Facebook page. And
Yeah.
You can see the.
Yeah, go to her a Mother's Random Thought. Was it Mother's Random Thoughts?
No, it's on
or
my
was it on
Facebook page.
her personal Facebook page?
Patty Malone.
Patty Malone.
Patty-
Anyway, you get a picture of it. So we're behind it, and me and Marcus usually joke whenever we see one of these kind of or something that has a ramp on it in front of us on the highway.
He makes an 18.
I make an 18 joke. I say, we should do or Mr. T move here, and just drive the van right over the ramp, and do one of those things. So I made a comment about doing an 18, and Patty says, "Yeah, let's go for it," or something like that. Jack, the voice of reason in the car at the time, incredibly, he just very nonchalantly says, "Let's not do that. Let's just drive like people or something."
He said, let's just be like normal.
Let's just be like normal people driving. You remember that?
Yes, and Holly said I saw that.
You will go home without the normal fish and just be miserable for the rest of your life.
What's that from?
The Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay. So he does. He hears us say something, responds very.
Picks it right up.
Yeah. Let's just be like normal
Let's
people.
just be like normal people, probably.
So we need to go on a
What is
date.
a date?
So Mary can ask that question, and I know what she means. Okay, so we used to date, used to do things like, and then we had Jack. It's not the same. And sometimes I mean, we have people that can watch him, but just exhausted all the time. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And then for
who is
whatever.
normal?
Yeah, who is normal?
And what is the day?
Yeah.
Skip the pictures and out. That means he's telling us how. I saw it too.
Yeah.
Mary saw it too. And Mary, did you laugh? So Mary doesn't know what a date is either, because they have an affair, and that just
Takes a lot of
consumes your
time.
life. And sometimes it's easier just to avoid it, because when you go on a date, it's how much you see. And
I'll ask you out sometime. soon.
thank you. And the thing is,
Spread Eagle Town. Put that down at Steakhouse.
hello from Puerto Rico. This is my first stream ever, and I have guys fun personalities. Listen for a couple of hours.
Wow. Thank you. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. S-E-R-O-X? Syrox? I don't know. You're going to have to help us phonetically.
Jack is very smart. Yes,
Thank
he
you.
is. He is actually very, very smart.
This is their first stream ever? And they got us? Wait, I got to go back to that. That's incredible. I really appreciate that. That's really cool.
We have fun personalities.
We are fun sometimes.
Oh, we are.
That's really cool, though. Glad, nice to see you over there on YouTube. We're not sure what we are.
Are we fun?
Yes.
Yes, we are fun.
Do we have nice personalities?
Yes.
Thank you.
The moment you said we aren't because, but
Yeah, this is
I
one
was
of our
joking.
longest shows ever. We
Yes.
usually do about an hour.
And
two.
it is just easier to keep talking instead of clicking off, and we
Hey,
have
Mom.
to move out of the chairs.
of course
He is
we're
very
fun
smart.
people.
He is very
Of
smart.
course, we're what?
Fun people.
We are.
I feel sorry. Oh, come on. Oh, that's good.
You can pronounce it however you want.
Let's see. But I
But-
say Syrox.
Okay,
Okay, Syrox.
Syrox.
I was close. I said Syrox.
And y'all are some of the most humble people I have met. Thank you, Katie. This is longer
Oh.
than the heart attack story.
Yes, it is. Let's see what we got.
Give
Give you back your voice. That's from The Little Mermaid, right?
Right.
Wait.
Who says that line?
This is longer than the heart attack story.
Sebastian.
It's taking longer than the heart attack, and the
Sebastian says that to Ariel.
Sebastian says that to Ariel.
Yes, Dad.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
You're right.
so you need to. I don't know how to stop the show. My goodness.
And give you back your voice.
Ursula.
Ursula, yeah. Remember Ursula
Okay.
says
Okay, so
it's just your
Can
voice.
you stop it?
Yeah, I could stop it.
Okay.
Just have to hit that button up there that says
I know
end
how to
broadcast.
broadcast.
Okay. Are we gonna finish our show out?
We
like
don't
used to?
sing. I don't
You
sing.
don't sing, but I do.
I'm sure someone more than happy to watch Jack so you can have it.
Yes.
Even
Marcus.
to grab
will.
dessert
Give
or
you
coffee.
back
And
your
yes,
voice.
it's easier to just do dessert. Okay, so I
Marcus
think,
will.
I
Marcus.
know, but
I know.
he's stressed.
Yeah,
and
he's
it's not going out. If we're all staying home together. Okay,
He comes up
Jack
with the
is so
lines.
funny. Oh my.
And the lines a lot of times fit whatever the situation is. Sometimes he'll say something.
Mary's trying to say goodnight.
Good night. Yes, I think
I'm
we got
going to bed.
We're all going to bed. Okay,
I
we're
tune
going to
in
sing.
tomorrow morning. I'm sure you'll still be on.
I think Facebook might have an 8-hour limit or something.
No, I think it's longer than that. But I don't know how long you're I
Watch
would
Jack
watch
Jack.
Shark
It's a little bit of a drive to get here, but sure. Okay. Okay. We're going to sign off for the night. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. Xerox, thanks for catching us on your first live stream, and it was us. And we feel very honored about that. And we hope to see you again some other. We do this pretty much every Monday night, except we're usually not on this late. We're usually done by about 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Haven't been to Florida, Walt Disney World since 2005. Well, you got to get back there. I know. See, but your stories make me feel like I'm on vacation or going. Love hearing people talk about how. That's cool. That's cool. And if you and you're on our YouTube channel now, so you're probably subscribed.
Mary's going back to payroll. And good
So,
night, all.
Yeah, we will.
Virtual hug.
So if you
8 hours.
Xerox, if you're subscribed, click the little bell thingy. And
Wait, Mary says 8 hours, and Holly says 4 hours. So we'll split the difference.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
Good night, sweet dreams.
We will try and keep posting more stuff on our YouTube channel, shorts and things like that. It's fun. Anyway, okay, we've got to sing us off
Okay,
the show.
Watch how I sing. Okay, ready?
Excuse me, I'm out of water too. I drank all of my Gaston.
I
water.
sent you a picture of my wreath. She did.
All right, I
Okay.
see it right over there.
Okay,
Cool.
so that's cool. It's Mickey Mouse.
Maybe
You got a Mickey Mouse wreath.
why don't you could post that in the group. Post that in the
Maybe it is for.
Okay,
Where's the song?
let's finish it off. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. MIC. See you real soon. KY. Why? Because we like you.
Love.
No, it's like.
Oh.
He says like you.
We love you.
We do. But on the show, they says, we like you. MOSC.
And I don't sing because I love you.
Yes, she's a great woman, but she's doing you a favor by not singing tonight.
Forever.
Good night, everybody, and we hope you have a magical week. And have a magical week. We will see you next Monday night, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock. And maybe talk a little bit more about our trip. And we will also probably talk about the store, basically the cast store that we went to, the outlet. Got some good Disney gifts, all kind of good stuff. So talk about that. And who knows whatever other topics come up between now and next week. With Disney, you never know because things change so quickly that there could be like 5 other breaking stories between them. So anyway, again, we appreciate you being here and watching us either for some or all of this mini marathon over 3 hour, almost 3 hour and 40-minute show. So take care and good night.